Hi everyone! Welcome back to Tinfoil Tuesday, Part 2. I just want to do more conspiracy theories today, so we're doing more conspiracy theories. Basically, that's it. I don't have any good reason. I want to, and that's good reason enough. This is delicious tea. It's like an apple cider tea. It's very good. We are doing bingo, so if you want to get your bingo cards, go ahead. We're going to play that. I changed the lighting a little bit, so I might be a little bit more front lit. Hopefully that'll look fine. Slaughterama with 30 bits says, Thanksgiving, that beautiful day when Americans, out of the goodness of their hearts and their fellowship of humanity, fed and sheltered a group of bloodthirsty illegal immigrants from Europe. Told this to my boss today, and he suspended me for being unpatriotic. Fuck you, Chris, we're not friends. I hope that's not a true story. It's a funny story. Jody Girl, thanks for 11 months, says, I'm here for eternity. Oh, good. Well, there's one sub I can count on for the rest of time. Logarth, thanks for 17 months. We're at 40, 50, 5, 7... Keeps going up. 79% to level 3. Logarth, thanks for 17 months. Jamie Lynn, 46, says, sorry about yesterday, my meds were off or something. Also, I heard you like Crustables. Uncrustables. Have you tried taking a frozen one and putting it in a toaster until it's golden brown on the outside? It only takes a little bit of time and it's perfect on the inside. That actually sounds awesome. Because I already make, like, toasted grilled, or not toasted grilled. I already make toasted peanut butter and jelly because it's really good. Y'all, if you have not had a peanut butter and jelly where you've, like, toasted the bread first, live your life. Please toast some bread and make a peanut butter and jelly right now. Have it for dinner. It's delicious. Rachology says, hiya. Meeting with GP went okay. They seem to be broadly on side. Did get back from it and immediately stress eat the leftover cake before falling asleep. I regret nothing. Never regret eating a cake. You can't uneat the cake. just enjoy the cake if you're gonna eat it. Bardlock Moses with 100 bits says, hype. DM Trey, thanks for subscribing at tier 3 for 19 months, says, hey Hannah, I like your mug. Oh, thank you. The handle is a hoverboard. I got this at Spirit Halloween in October. Bittergrin with 100 bits, thank you. Video Gamer KM, thanks for 3 months, says, 3 months nifty. How goes, everyone? I dyed my hair for the first time last night. Hope it went well. What color did you go with? Puka the Duka with 200 bits says, hello, Hannah. Hope you and Baha are doing well. We are. Thank you. Cleaned the house today. It's the cleanest it's been since we've moved in. It actually looks like a presentable place. So that's good. DM Trey, thanks for subscribing at tier 1. Nick with 30 bits says, hi, I want in on this train. Well, you're in. The ticket is only literally any amount of bits or subs. Lady Necro, thanks for tier 3 for 11 months. Wow, 2 tier 3s in one sub. Or one stream. Nice. Nick says, Windfoil Wednesday. 2 tier 3s. Get to use the non-watered down soap this week. Nick says, Windfoil Wednesday. Alliteration. How does it work? 92%. Nope. Lady Necro, thank you for gifting 3 tier 1 subs and completing level 4, bringing us to... Once the graphic's done, I'll know. Bringing us to... Alright, we get it, Twitch. Oh, no, sorry. It's 1 tier 3 sub. Oh, wow, you gifted a tier 3 sub. That's fucking badass. That's a baller move. That's like being in a strip club and making it rain. Thank you, Lady Necro. I appreciate that. Bardlock Moses with 1,000 bits says, for the good soap. Thank you. I am joking, by the way. I'm doing fine. Level 5 complete. 111% of level 5. Thank you, everyone. Much appreciated. Gotta flex every once in a while. If you're gonna flex, come here to do it. Every time, please. Just every time. This is the perfect place to flex. I'll always be very impressed. I have very low standards for being impressed. Okay, well, we're finishing up this hype train. Let's, oh yeah, I wanted to find a Hemet meta thing, because I got sent a link from Broha Blast. This is the one. We gotta watch that video in a little bit. 111% of level 5. Let us check out what is sure to be a brand new hit Christmas song that just dropped. It's all about how they're still not over Donald Trump not being the president. So let's check it out. Meek with 30-bit says, just had a good dose of Kratom. For some reason, I feel like I'll be more sober than anyone you cover. Probably true. I think you gotta get into, like, bath salts before you're even tipping to the point where you might be crazier than the people I cover. Color by Emmy says, I got my first weave today, and I'm on a weird high having hair for the first time after years of hair loss. Hope everyone else is having life-changingly good days. That's awesome. I tried hair extensions. You guys probably noticed. No one said anything. But like a week or so ago, I was wearing hair extensions for a while. I liked them, but they started hurting, having them in all the time. So, took them out. Slaughterama says, girlfriend is coming over for Thanksgiving tomorrow. Mom's got a bunch of Dior and designer shit for her to wear now that she's transitioning. Truthfully, she just wants to empty her closet, but it's still a beautiful gesture from my hippy-dippy mother. That's nice. Lady Necro says, for the channel points for Danzy. Dirtjur says, I adore Hemet Meta. If you haven't watched his videos on every death in the Bible, it's a wild ride. Oh yeah, he's great. I think I've met him. I've definitely met him at least once. I don't know if I met him more than that. It was at a Secular Student Alliance conference back in the day. Almost a decade ago now, probably. Anyway, let's check out the song. Oh, I gotta turn up you guys' volume. One sec. There we go. That's better. Get ready, everyone. Your uncle from Facebook is about to start sending this to you. Sky Comet Fallen says, welp, singing chuds. Time to get enough booze to forget what good singing is. Chugs vodka.
Red October's come and gone. The fuse is rushing towards the bomb. Turkey right around the bend. Gobble, gobble, gobble down. You can feel it in the air. It's getting near that time of the year. Stringing lights and wrapping gifts. Got only one thing on my list. All I want for Christmas is freedom. All I want for Christmas is liberty. All I want for Christmas is freedom. For the whole wide world, for you.
Remember when Biden got elected and everyone lost the nebulous, undefined idea of freedom? That was crazy. I want Rick and Morty season 5 for Christmas. So. That's what I'm up to. Wait, 4? Which one just came out? Whatever. Nick says, all I want for Christmas is freedom. For me, not the leftist, commie, fascist Nazis. Wah, wah. Narnindi Owl says, is it played on the world's tiniest violin? And Tinker Tailor 84, thanks for 13 months. Appreciate it. Still not as cringe as the new Kid Rock song. I still haven't heard it. I've heard it's bad. I'm avoiding it. I've never intentionally listened to a Kid Rock song in my entire life. I'd like to keep that streak going. Occasionally, you know, sometimes you watch Osmosis Jones and you go, oh, fuck, I accidentally listened to a Kid Rock song. But after that, you can avoid it for the most part. Unless you think you're about to listen to Werewolves of London or the other one, but then it's just that terrible song he did about smoking weed and fucking by a lake or something. I don't remember what that song's about. Dr. Gamble says, that was two things. You can only pick one, freedom or liberty.
I don't care if they paint the...
There's a Kid Rock song in Osmosis Jones. There's a character in a bar scene that I think is a parody of Osmosis Jones. Or a parody of Kid Rock. I was making a joke about it. Let me look. Kid Rock. Osmosis Jones. Because I think he's like called like Kidney Rock or something in it. It's not actually Kid Rock. I was making a joke. Kidney Rock! There he is. Kidney Rock. We did it. Sky Come Up Fallen says, I know what Hannah's talking about. That one uncle who gets drunk at the Thanksgiving table and goes on a psychotic rant while everyone else looks away in embarrassment. Stop inviting that person. Cool Cat says, I'm glad Biden pulled the troops from the Middle East to prepare for the war on Christmas. We need all the troops, honestly. The Christmas stuff was in the stores this year before Halloween. The war on Christmas, we need to fight harder. Fuck Christmas. It's annexing the entire calendar. That's a very original joke, by the way. No one has made that joke before. Don't look it up. Slaughterama says, the only acceptable Christmas carol, sock puppet channel for copyright meanness. If it's copyrighted, I can't play this. I cannot play this. This isn't a sock puppet channel for me.
White House black. All I want for Christmas is my president back.
What about the president that actually got elected by getting more votes and winning the Electoral College? Because, like, that's who I and most Americans voted for.
That silent night in Bethlehem, born to set us free from sin. No Santa Claus, no first Noel. Jingle, jingle, jingle bells. A bread to make the season bright. A bread to breathe us back to life. What he died for on that tree, that's the only gift I need. All I want for Christmas is freedom. All I want for Christmas is liberty. All I want for Christmas is freedom for the whole wide world and you and me.
Sorry, I'm shooting off a quick message to someone. I'm not trying to be disengaged. I know this is rude as shit. Needy Owl says, hate to tell this, but Santa isn't real, and even if he was, he wouldn't do a coup for you. Lady Necro says, I dread Biden running again. You know he's gonna get creamed against whoever runs. Even if it's Trump again, he'll probably lose, because Americans have the memory of goldfish and think that global economic downturn due to a pandemic that's been going on since before Biden was elected is Biden's fault. So that's fun. Empty the Tanks is upsetting because he legit has a good voice. Oh yeah, I'm not, like, he could sing. If he was singing a different country song, if he was covering Johnny Cash, he wouldn't be Johnny Cash, but he'd be fine. Slaughterama says, oh well, it's Buried by Christmas by Wednesday 13th. It's a goth metal song about how he wants a custom velvet interior coffin for Christmas and a bucket of fried chicken. Oh man, fried chicken is good. Okay, sorry about that.
I don't care if they paint the White House black. All I want for Christmas is my president back.
Kid Rock did play Kidney Rock? Okay. Okay. Alright. I'm not crazy. No, the guitar playing is not great. But I can't, you know. I used to be able to do, like, the 3 chords thing, you know. That's been a decade, though, so I don't even remember those chords anymore. Okay, let's take a... Do you think there will be any non-white people in this montage? Because, like, I feel like there'll be at least one, because I feel like he would know the optics if he makes a song about, you know, a coup to put Trump back in, and he only puts white people in the video. So I predict there will be one sort of token... It might even be stock footage. It honestly might be stock footage that he has found of, like, a black family or something. I don't know. Let's find out. White. 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 White, 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 white. Oh wow, not even, couldn't even get stock footage for that one. Wow, okay, that's a little lazy. But okay. Did you just not think of it, or... Nick says, somehow I think he cared very much when they painted the White House black, i.e. Obama was elected. That's a literal joke Christine Chandler has made. Audis Noir says, my conspiracy theory is that the America and Jesus thing is a saving throw versus irrelevance by washed-up boomer celebrities still trying to appeal to their aging boomer audience. Some of them. Clapton, maybe, with the anti-vax weird shit. I don't know, though. Barthlock Moses says, this is okay for a dive bar in the Boondocks. Narnandia Owls says, yes, but only because he couldn't find enough all-white stock footage. I think those are people he actually knew. That looked like real footage from real people. It didn't seem like stock footage. So I think they're actual friends of his. Which is probably why they're all white. Narnania Owl, I just read that. Sir Parker Posey, thanks for 6 months, says, hey Hannah, hey chat, hope everyone is doing well. Love this community. Hugs to all. And Lady Necro says, do you know how the Chuds are doing after the latest court ruling? I don't know. Oh yeah, that did happen today. That was good. That takes the edge off the, Rittenhouse thing a little bit, but, you know. At least in this particular case, those people are going to prison. Which they very much deserve. For murder! Convicted murderers. Zeitgeist75, thanks for 2 months. Slaughterama says, poser, the real Chad holiday is Saturnalia. Slit a lamb's throat over a pewter bowl. Paint the symbol of Saturn on your chest and play a game of dice for the glory of Zeus, or shut your hole. That sounds fun. That or Festivus. Either one.
All I want for Christmas is freedom.
Were Chuds that invested in the case? The more extreme ones, people like... The pipeline type people, like Jeremy, the quartering, and Tim Pool have stayed away from it, because I think even for them, that's a bit too on the nose. Like, clearly those people, like, murdered the shit out of that guy. So they were avoiding it. I've seen the further right people on Twitter get a little mad. I tweeted at someone about it, and I said, like, stay mad, loser, or something about it. But that was, like, an out-and-out alt-right white nationalist type, so.
All I want for Christmas is liberty. All I want for Christmas is freedom for the whole wide world and you and me. I don't care if they paint the White House black. All I want for Christmas is my president back. All I want for Christmas is freedom. All I want.
Tim Pool and Shapiro have been defending it without defending it. Okay. I guess I didn't see the Tim Pool thing, and I definitely didn't see the Shapiro thing. I avoid Ben Shapiro a lot just because... How do I put this? Ben Shapiro is teetering on irrelevance even within right-wing circles. Don't get me wrong, corporatists... Republicans who are primarily corporatist in nature and just want to ensure that they can run their businesses without regulation, like Ben Shapiro, but that is not the majority of the Republican base at this point. It's like culture warrior, socially regressive, reactionary, alt-right types. Many of which don't like Ben Shapiro, some just because they don't think he's extreme enough, some because they're out-and-out anti-Semites, and of course Ben Shapiro happens to be Jewish. It just depends. And I don't care much about Ben Shapiro. I know what his opinion's going to be on everything. He doesn't think trans people are valid. He doesn't like gay marriage. And he always thinks businesses should have whatever makes them the most profitable. It's not hard to understand what his position is going to be. Colored by Emmy says, I don't like the constant eye contact.
For Christmas is liberty. All I want for Christmas is freedom. For the whole wide world and you and me. I don't care if the pink, the white house black. All I want for Christmas is my president back.
Sir, please stop spanking the camera. How does the line Sean watching Tinfoil Tuesday sends me sure.
Wishing you a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Ew, don't put kids' voices at the end, you weirdo. MH Darkbeast says, afternoon, Hannah. Nice to walk into ear cancer from that song. Jesus wept. Hope you have good plans for Turkey Day. Yeah, Baja's family's coming over. It'll be fun. Stone Corbell says, over the last 20 or so years, the word freedom has lost all meaning. Yeah, it's a vacuous platitude paraded by people on the right in order to obfuscate the fact that they basically want to do nothing but hurt people. So they have to disguise it under the guise of... Redundant. I'll stand by it. Disguise it under the guise of freedom, liberty, whatever, vacuous nonsense. Oh, just silently have this person walk with an American flag? That's weird. Why does it... Oh, no. That's a bad color choice. I know. Red and green Christmas, but... So that's, his name, by the way, is Billy Falcon. His name is Billy Falcon. Just so you know. Freedom for them, but not for everyone else. Yeah, basically. They want the freedom to hurt everyone else. Yeah. Hydrate. I don't believe we have a fetishization of the flag on the bingo card now. Oh, he does full live streams. Jesus Christ.
Boy, that was taste and see that the Lord is not good for anybody but them.
For like almost 2 hours at a time. God. Well, that sounds insufferable. Steve with a Q says Billy Falcon is Harvey Birdman's old sidekick that no one talks about. Alright, let's check out, why is Panera bread satanic? Probably something to do with the bread.
Panera bread. You know, when you walk inside, it got a good smell to it. The soups are off the hook. You got some good sandwiches. And a bakery. And they got the nerve to sell you a kitchen sink cookie because it got everything but the kitchen sink in it. But if you look beyond the natural realm, you have to look in the spirit. That's why the word of God says we are not to be moved.
We need to look into the spirit of Panera bread. What? Okay, Panera bread's good. I'm just gonna put this out there. I like Panera bread. It's overpriced for what it is, but if you want carbs, they're a good place to go. Their bakery is delicious. Their bread is quite good. Their mac and cheese is the fucking bomb. Get it in the bread bowl, then dip more bread in the bread bowl mac and cheese, and feel like death for the rest of the day. It's good. I'd recommend it. Yeah.
Moved by our senses. In fact, it's called death.
Is this the same guy that did the Satanic Cheesecake Factory video? What gave it away? Yes, this is Satanic Cheesecake Factory guy.
Devilish. We are to be walking in the spirit and not after the
He also did a Whole Foods is witchcraft video, but that's neither here nor there.
flesh. So looks like Panera Bread is the next on the list that we got to expose.
Show of hands. Does anyone here actually like scones? I don't understand the appeal of scones. I don't get it.
Now, unlike the
A lot of people are saying yes. Maybe I'm just wrong. I don't get it.
New Age
They're so dry. They're so dry.
Cheesecake Factory, Panera Bread is not a temple, but a declaration. What do I mean by that?
Bentley ML.
I'd
thanks
rather
for
just
subscribing.
cut straight to the mustard, shall we? And by the way, let me make known that every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ, Yeshua the Messiah, the Son of God, is Lord, to the glory of God the Father.
Are we just quoting random things now? Alright, let's show this prehistoric bitch how we do things downtown. Don't just randomly quote shit with no relevance in the middle of your video. What are you doing?
And now that I made that declaration, let's keep it moving. If you look at the word Panera Bread,
Ew, does Panera Bread donate to Autism Speaks? Oh, God. God damn it. Don't make me feel worse about the carbs I eat.
you see, Panera Bread
Wait, Long John Silver says mac and cheese with crumbles of the fish batter now? Holy shit. Long John Silver's batter is the best part of Long John Silver's. Apparently I need to try their goddamn mac and cheese. Is there a Long John Silver's near me? I gotta find out. I'm limited how many times a month I can eat fast food, just because, you know, I'm on a diet, and also it's just, you know, good to do in general. Long John Silver's. Where is the closest Long John Silver's? Close. Within 5 miles. Menu. Where's the mac and cheese? You fuckers. Hats off. Okay. We'll put on the horns or something in a sec. Let me look. Oh, yeah. That actually looks really fucking good. For fast food mac and cheese, that looks delicious. Alright, I guess I'm going to Long John Silver soon.
is a declaration. As I've told you in the past, and I'll tell you again, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but what? Against principalities and powers and the rulers of the darkness of this world and spiritual wickedness in high places. So you have to look at it like a parallel.
What does this
The
have to
high
do with bagels?
places in the natural realm, the
What does this have to do
billionaires
with cookies?
that
What
own
does
these
this have to do
companies.
with baguettes?
I would like to say all, but at least 9 out of 10 of them are Luciferians. You understand? The majority.
Yep.
Did you see the other thing that my brother sent you?
The conspiracy thing?
The one about the lady?
Yeah, he sent it to me.
Okay.
I have it pulled up.
Okay. It's wild.
Yeah. Radiology says, America, if your scones are dry, then something's wrong with them. There's a lot of shit food in the UK, but scones ain't one of them. Maybe I've just had bad scones. Do you like scones?
No, they're too dry.
Okay, yeah. Stormfox says, whatever happened to Peter? Did he finally deflate? He has been doing less videos. He hasn't made one in a... I mean, there's videos of his we haven't seen, or specifically I haven't shown you guys, but they're not that interesting and not really worth watching on stream. And he's been posting less, so I don't know what Peter's deal is currently. Hopefully he's taking a long, hard look at himself and his life and making some decisions. Doubt it, though. Nick says, oh, fun, I just entered a battle against a Roma lady, Hannah, in Pokemon Shining Pearl. Nice.
Of them are Luciferians. They have to come together and they have an agenda. And just like a Blood or a Crip or a
Yeah, I know he made a quick video on the Rittenhouse thing, which I didn't even watch, especially that day, because I was pissed off about it, and I was just like, in fairness, I saw it coming. I didn't, like, think I wasn't taken by surprise, but, like, I was bummed out that day. And just frustrated with, like, gun laws in general and how they work. But that's not the point. I know Peter made a thing about Rittenhouse. I assume he was defending Rittenhouse, because, you know, Peter's in right-wing circles that are, of course, going to train him to, like Rittenhouse. And he's a gullible guy. But I didn't watch the video. I do wonder if he's pissed, though, because in the interview he did afterward, I think with Tucker Carlson, he both claimed he supports BLM, which I found funny, and disingenuous, surprise. But also, he, like, dunked on Lynn Wood, who was, like, his first lawyer, who's a QAnon guy, and was talking about how it was really stupid, and he kept trying to bring up these QAnon things for his defense, and he was dunking on him. You know, Patriot Party podcast guy, the guy that, was allegedly involved with, like, a 14-year-old some years ago, but he's a QAnon guy now. He often films things without his face because people make fun of him. He made a video after that interview where he was pissed. He's like, I defended Rittenhouse, but fuck him now. This has all been a psyop the whole time because he bad-talked the QAnon stuff. It was pretty funny. Maybe we'll watch it later. Felix Night Owl says, it's upsetting that there's only one Captain Captain Doos near me, aka not as good as Long John Silver's. I've never even heard of Captain Does or however that's pronounced. Slaughterama says, oh, there was an I-word Twitter Spaces yesterday with like hundreds of people in it. I couldn't record any for you, but there was some choice pieces of chuddery there. Oh, I bet that was bad.
another type of gang member, they have to wear a certain color and throw a certain hand sign. They have to let you know who they rep. Well, the Luciferians
What are you talking about?
do it through their music, through their restaurants, through Hollywood, through movies. They have to let you know that they have bowed their knee to Satan, to the enemy. Period. It's a fact. You don't have to believe it. But I thank God because a lot of y'all walk in the Spirit. So now, what is this declaration that I want to show you that was revealed to me? You see, when you seek God and when you love Christ, He
Tell me why the bread is evil. Bumble Homestead, thanks for gifting us up.
will reveal the things hidden in the darkness. He declared that in the book of Daniel. If you look at the word Panera, it's based on two words. One is a name and one is a word. You have Pan, and then you have the word era.
Let's look where Panera Bread's name actually comes from. Because I actually don't know. 10 secrets you might not know about Panera Bread. Listicles, my favorite. It wasn't always called Panera. Nope, in fact, it was originally named St. Louis Bread Co., and it's still called that in St. Louis, or just Bread Co. by regulars. Part of the new name Panera is the word that has roots in the meaning bread basket in Latin. If you love bread bowls as much as we do, here's how to make a copycat Panera, blah, 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 blah. I just because it's a Latin, it sounds like a Latin name for bread bowl something. Okay. Rageology says I'm not dropping the scones thing. They should be crumbly but still slightly moist. Thin layers of butter, dollop of Devon cream, spot of jam, and served at a cottage garden with a cup of tea, coffee, or a gentle spliff depending on your mood. I'm sorry. I've just had shit scones. Nick says it's the pansexual era. You got us. Non-India Owl says nobody tell this guy about Pangea.
So in reality, what is Pan? This is one of the false demon gods that the witches...
Not a demon. Religious figures from other religions are not demons. Stop it. Wagroad says, Pan Bread Era time. Slaughterama says, first off, he's using the soundtrack from that old Dark Realm TV show as BGM, and it's super distracting, because all I can think of is Eric Roberts' leathery hide. Secondly, he's making us sound cooler than we are. 95% of Luciferian meetings are just discussing if we can still listen to Manson in light of his BS and sharing edgy memes.
His worship. They call him the God of nature, but we know he ain't no God of nature. Jesus Christ.
He's not. He doesn't exist. He's a mythological character.
He's commanded the wind and the ocean to be still. Pan will bow his knee to the Son of God on that day.
Pan is not real. Again, I don't care if someone's religious. I really don't. If you're religious, that's fine. I'm not trying to shit on you here. But we're here talking about the world of observable facts, and in terms of what is observable and falsifiable, Pan is not real, nor is the divine Jesus Christ. I believe there was a historical Jesus that was probably killed by Romans, perhaps at the behest of the Pharisees, but he's not God.
Day. But let's just talk about it. So the witches say that Pan is the god of nature. They say they don't believe in the devil, but yet Pan looks exactly like the Baphomet that the Satanists worship. So sad they're so blind.
I have that statue somewhere still, don't I? I have a Baphomet somewhere. His titties all out. I don't know where it went.
That's why you have to pray for these witches. You have to pray for the Luciferians. Because wouldn't that be amazing to see people in high places get saved? Come on, saints, we can't be negative-minded. We have to be hopeful that God can save whoever he wants if they call his name. But let's get to it. So Pan, they call him the god of nature, of the wind, he's the god of the wild, and he's also a god of sexuality to them. That's why a lot of these witches they'll go in the woods and dance around naked, all creeped out.
That's just a good time. You should try it. Stone Corbell says he's falling for deliberate Catholic propaganda where they made demons look like old gods of pagan religions. Yeah, people are stupid. Have you not learned that yet? People are really dumb. People are dumb as shit. Now, India Owl says, pray for the witches? I don't think that's how that went back then. No, not traditionally. I'm pretty sure the Bible has pretty explicit instructions on that. Do not suffer a witch to live, I believe is the wording.
Remember there was a movie that came out a while back called Witch.
The Vavitch. Slaughterama says, yes, Pan isn't real. Adjust seat so you can't see my cloven hooves. He doesn't exist and hasn't been nailing women since Mycenaean times. Who'd believe that? Bleat. Excuse me. Stormfox says, why does Satan have a monopoly on goats? I couldn't tell you. He likes goats. He's a big goat fan.
And towards the end of the movie, it was a goat that was actually Satan operating through the witches. You see? The devil exposes himself, but he don't care now because he knows his time is short. So if you break this word down, so you have the word Pan, right? Which is a name. In fact, even the word panic comes from the word Pan, right? But let's get deep with it though. Let's talk about this because the word era means what? It's a period identified by some prominent figure, or characteristic features. You see that? A fixed point in time from which a series of years is reckoned. So is it safe to say that Panera means the era of Pan?
No, it's not safe to say that at all. This is a stream of consciousness that hurts me so much I feel like I've taken psychic damage. There is no such thing as this. Panera Bread is not satanic. The board of Panera Bread is not satanic. The owners are not satanic. I would imagine less than 0.5% of their workforce are self-described Satanists. And that's being generous. I don't know what the stats are on how many Satanists are in the US, but for one thing, a lot of them are probably atheistic Satanists that don't actually believe in Satan, and the others are pretty much harmless. So no, Panera Bread is not named after this. What are you doing? Sky Comet Fallen says, that is a good movie. And Wagroad says, I worked at a Panera briefly. It means bread time according to their own training materials. Well, there you go. Panera. Bread time. I kind of love that. Bread time bread. Guys, do you want to go to bread time bread? It's time for bread. I like that. Okay. Slaughterama says, why does Satan like goats? Misunderstanding of goat iconography tracing back to Babylonian times. Goats as a sacrificial offering were kind of in the same camp as cows for Hindu. Meat, milk, pelts, calcium carbonate from their horns and hooves used for things like mortar and pottery. Dirtger says they're probably pretty capitalist, so kind of close. Sponge Lord says, I almost fell over with how much that stupid stream of consciousness hurt.
It's the era of witchcraft. Because Pan is a false god, and era means a period identified by a prominent figure. So really what they're saying is this is the Pan era, or the era of witchcraft. Do you see it now? Now some of you might be closed-minded. You may not walk in the spirit. You might say, Brother Words, man, come on, man, you reaching, bruh. I really don't care what you say. My job is to present the truth. What you do with it is your choice. We don't do that around here. We don't dominate, manipulate, intimidate. We don't force people to believe. It has to be with your own.
We don't intimidate people into believing. We just tell them that if they don't, then the creator of the universe will torture them horribly for all of eternity. But, like, we're really nice about it. So, like, that's fine. Narnindia Owl says a prominent figure equals bread company. Sounds legit.
Own will. That not only do you believe Jesus Christ, Yeshua the Messiah, is Lord, but you also have to realize that this darkness is real. And they're
Wait, are they having eyes wide shut orgies in the back of the Panera Bread? Should I get a job at Panera Bread?
really is the children of the devil working behind the scenes in high places, communicating with the principalities and powers in high places. It's that simple. So now you got the Pan era, right? The era of witchcraft. And you might be like, bro, I need a little more evidence than this. Did you know one of their biggest sellers is called the Green Goddess Cobb Salad? I mean, if you're going to be a regular restaurant, why you got to bring gods and goddesses in the midst? Why you got
to be a fucking weirdo and take umbrage at the usage of the term goddess in contexts that are not related to the Christian God? Maybe chill the fuck out, you weirdo.
Gotta do that then.
It's a fucking name!
Unless there's an agenda. You have Pan era, and Pan is known to be their god of nature, trees and grass, and then you got a green goddess. Clearly there's an agenda going on. But what if I told you is
the agenda is please buy our food. We are charging you more than it costs to make so we can make a profit. Please buy it. It's delicious and full of carbs.
It's deeper than that. But in the
orgies are only one night a month? Okay, that's not worth it. I could arrange my own orgy. I wouldn't. I'm lazy, but not worth it.
Book of Revelation, you have the mark of the beast ushered by the Antichrist 666, right? Well, what would be the odds that if you look at the logo of Panera Bread, the woman is holding a loaf of bread like a baby?
Gee, why would the logo for this bread company involve a woman holding a baguette? Oh, some mysteries will never be solved. Even if Robert Stack gets involved, he'd show up and he'd be like, I don't know. Why'd you bring me back from the dead for this? No one can solve this mystery.
And you notice it is...
Yes, this guy is real.
Isn't three reg...
This is this guy's job. This is his ministry. It's an online YouTube channel. Redundant, again, with 130,000 subscribers. This is this guy's job. Profane Priestess says there's only one thing satanic about Panera. They exploit their workers to sell overpriced soup and bread. It really ain't deep. Yeah. Narnia Owl says next he'll say the baguette is a phallic symbol.
Regular lines like a baker would do. He would just put 3 little slits. They're 6s.
No, that's not what the number 6 looks like. That's not the number 6. Slaughterama says someone wants to tell this guy that Pan is like one of the names of about 30 for Dionysus, and that links between Pan-Hellenistic Greece, Mycenaean Greece pronounced Mycanaean. I'm not going to remember that. And Christianity are tenuous at best, but we're reaching. Sure.
Do you see it? How about now? 6, 6, 6. But I want to show you what they're really saying. I'll show you. Just take a walk with me. These things are being revealed.
At this point, you might as well go all the way with it. Just say the whole figure kind of has a 6 loopy shape. It's 666 nesting inside other 666s. You can make 6s out of all these squiggly lines if you try hard enough.
Revealed to the saints of the Most High God. The Lord declared in the book of Daniel that he will reveal the things hidden in the darkness and show them to his saints. What Panera bread, what the Luciferians at the top are declaring through Panera bread is this: that it is the Pan era, the witchcraft era, and they're ushering in the son of perdition. That's why she's holding the bread like a baby and it's got 666, because bread is supposed to represent Christ or teaching, right? Because he's the bread of life. Jesus.
All bread represents Jesus now? I'm not allowed to use bread and not have it affiliated with Jesus? That's not how this works. Bread is a staple food for billions of people. What do you mean? Anytime someone depicts bread, it's a reference to Jesus? No, sometimes I want a sandwich. It has nothing to do with your religion. What are you talking about? Rachology says, hang on, those triangular things are supposed to be scones. Fuck me, what have you done to scones? That's the real conspiracy. I demand answers.
Jesus said, beware of the bread or the leaven of the Pharisees.
This is why I think scones suck. Like, I don't get it. Scones. Scones. America. Yeah, like I don't like scones. I'm not a fan. They're very dry. They're the driest scones. Oopsie.
So really what they're saying is they're declaring the birth of the Antichrist, the son of perdition, as their bread. You see, the Antichrist, all through scriptures, wherever he's talked about, he wants to be like the Most High God.
I like that he says wherever he's talked about as if the Antichrist is like a character in the Bible that comes up consistently. No. Like, let me give you an example. In the Bible, the Antichrist is not used as a singular figure. An Antichrist is, how do I put this? I'll just read it. 1 John chapter 2, verse 22. Who is a liar but he that denieth Jesus is Christ? He is Antichrist that denieth the Father and the Son. This is not saying there is an Antichrist. It is saying anyone who is against Christ is Antichrist. It would be like someone who hates me and me going, you are anti-Hannah. You know what I mean? It's not a singular proper noun. It's a descriptor of a random person with a position.
He wants to...
Look, same thing here. John 2:18. Little children, it is the last time, and ye have heard the Antichrist shall come. Even now there are many Antichrists. Many Antichrists, meaning people who are against Christ. Read the things you put on screen, idiot. Slaughterama says, quick refresher on Greek myth. Majority of it was written about 3,700 years ago, and it's almost all set in the Age of Heroes, some 2,500 years prior to that. Whole big thing about translating it from Linear B to Proto-Greek and Latin. Point is, he's an idiot. I'm shocked. I thought he was a genius. Rageology says, they look terrible. I didn't know. I apologize for giving you a hard time. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe in the UK, maybe scones are just a different thing, and they're good. In the United States, I've never had a good scone. They're all dry. They're all incredibly dry. This guy Comment Fallen says, he makes me think the Panera bread workers are satanic nuns from Good Omens. And R90 Owl says, the one you really gotta watch out for is the Nega Christ, or possibly Metal Christ.
Be a false Christ, right? That's why he comes in peaceably. He deceives the people to think that he's actually God, but he's the enemy. So he wants to be bread, you see? And this is what they're declaring, saying.
In fairness, I also want to be bread. The more carbs I can put in my body, the better. Have I made the carb joke enough? I'm fat. I like bread.
So I'm telling you, it's real. Now, you know our number one goal, what we mainly do, what our passion is showing you mysteries in the Word, in the Bible, through Christ. What he shows us, we show you. And mainly, the revelations of Jesus Christ, the mysteries of the Son of God.
Why are you just flipping through the menu? Narnandia says he turned himself into bread. Funniest shit I've ever seen. Guar Stoneskin, thanks for 18 months. And a hydrate, which I will do.
But from time to time, we also have to expose darkness. We're called to do both. You can't just reveal the light and not expose darkness. You have to do both. Okay? So from time to time, we're going to expose restaurants like the Cheesecake Factory, like Panera Bread. We're going to expose Hollywood agendas, music industry agendas, false prophets on YouTube, and the list goes on. Whatever God shows us, we have to reveal to you.
Unlike the real prophets that tell you which restaurants are run by Satan. Captain Snorkels, thanks for gifting 2 subs. Slonorama says, Daddy Sume isn't here for that, so here's a small sampling. I want to be bred too, and I'll breed you as well. I felt like Daddy Sume was right here. You nailed it.
He said, what I tell you in the darkness, bring that to the light. Tell the people. We are a trumpery.
Wonder how unfun it must be to be this type of Christian. No, to them I think it's fun. It makes them feel special. Makes them feel like they're doing something with their lives. Like they're warriors for Christ, you know? Makes them feel like they're surrounded by enemies at all times, but in like a movie way where like, ooh, we're gonna win because we got God on our side, you know. They're fine. If they wanted to not be scared all the time, they could do that. This is a life that they apparently like, which is their business. Until they hurt other people, then it's everyone else's business.
We are a voice crying in the wilderness to warn you to wake up.
Do I think he believes all this shit? Him? Yes. Based on the other videos I've seen? Yes. This guy, I think, is a true believer. He's also making money, don't get me wrong, and I think he likes making money doing this, but I think it's possible he's a true believer.
Christ is real. The Luciferians at the top all get together, and fallen angels and demonic entities in high places meet with them. I'm telling you.
The fallen angels rarely show up. They send representatives in their stead because they're so aloof, okay? Get your facts right. Slaughterama says, this guy, I'm a warrior for Christ, his family. Robert, we have a mortgage to pay. Please find a job. No, this guy's doing fine for himself. Whatever this is, whether it's a grift or a true believer making money on what he believes, he is making enough money. He does speaking engagements that he posts here. So he gets invited places to talk and paid to do it.
It was real.
Pretty sure he also takes donations and stuff. It's a ministry.
And they have...
And you know what that means. He doesn't have to pay any taxes.
have agendas, they have things they have to do. They have to operate through sorcery, through symbolism, through enchantments to bewitch people. So I expose Panera Bread. So in Jesus Christ's name, Panera Bread is exposed as a witchcraft declaration.
Does he think Jesus is going to come down and be like, all right, big ups to Revelations of Jesus Christ, the YouTube channel, for calling out Panera Bread and the Cheesecake Factory for being satanic. One of my greatest warriors made YouTube videos about which restaurants are evil. Sky Comet Fallen says, you mortals aren't worth speaking to directly, and you smell. I like the smell. Dirtjer says, if I had zero integrity, I would be an amazing grifter. Same.
Declaration with their little Antichrist loaf of bread in the mother's arms. Or should we say the green goddess giving birth to the Antichrist. You got the Panera, the era of the witches. Why you think Nicolas Cage came up with that movie not too long, a couple years back, called The Season of the Witch?
Are you under the impression Nick Cage writes the movies he's in? What do you mean when Nick Cage came up with the movie Season of the Witch? What? I assume he acted in that because Nicolas Cage has to say yes to every role he's offered because he used to spend money on things like multi-million-dollar stolen T-Rex skulls that he had to return at a loss. He got in trouble with the IRS, I think, and that's why Nick Cage is in so many shitty movies now, because he can't say no to any role. He owes them a lot of money. Slaughterama says, you know, part of me, a small shameful part of me, with student loans that I'll never afford, thinks that maybe I should get in on this racket, but I still have to look at myself in the mirror every day and not hate myself. Yeah. India Owl says, Jesus, gold star, that's going on the fridge. Nick says, money, that's why someone came up with it.
Notice the witch movies coming out. That one movie called Vitch, V-V-I-T-C-H. It was the goat that was operating with the witches the whole time. Saints of God, it is not a game. You got to get right with God, and you got to get right with him now. You should be praying. You should be reading your word and putting it into your spirit, man. You should be fasting often. You should be striving to walk righteous. This is simplicity. This is the basics of the gospel, I'm telling you. You know very well we point you to Jesus Christ, Yeshua the Messiah. So what are you going to do with this knowledge? Are you going to get fascinated over it? Or is it going to draw you closer to the real bread of life? Because all of these Luciferians at the top, ask yourself why they strike at Jesus.
Honestly, all you're doing is making me want to be a Satanist, because all I'm hearing is Satanists have bread bowl pasta and delicious baked goods. Yes, please. Slaughterama says Nick Cage also came up with the premise of color out of space. There never was an H.P. Lovecraft.
Jesus Christ. Why is the agenda always against the followers of the Messiah? Think about it. Pray with me. Father God, in the name of Yeshua the Messiah, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, forgive us of our sins, Lord. Thank you for revealing these things that are hidden in the darkness. Help me to walk in the Spirit, Lord. I don't want to be moved by my emotions, my sensuality, or the flesh. Help me, Lord, to be bold against the enemy. Give me that godly balance where I reveal the light of Christ, but I'm also not afraid to...
Did he just beg Jesus to not let him get so horny he sins?
And Father, you knew. He promised.
Kind of sounds like the ultimate, like, punishment-reward fetish. Oh, Daddy Jesus, please help me with the horny. And then if you hold off long enough, it's like tantric. It's like all of life is tantric life. And then finally Jesus at the end is like, all right, you can come into heaven now and do whatever you want, I guess. Hydrate. Nick says his wife is banging the maintenance man. Slaughterama says, I'm giving so many bits because it's holiday and Hannah needs to be able to afford kidney beans and rice. Here's more. Thank you. So that's what that guy's up to. What did I put in the title of this video? Something about reptilians? Do we gotta watch the reptilian video? Probably. Oh, let's find out about reptilians. Reptilians, a topic that comes up on this show both more and less than you would expect, considering I am one. So let's find out all about reptilians. You did not miss that. Smitty, you didn't miss that guy.
Hey guys, it's KJ from the Scariest Movie Ever channel on YouTube, and I want to talk a little bit in this video about one of my favorite subjects, and that's the idea of these shapeshifters. But what really are they? Reptilians?
A dog whistle often used by anti-Semites to discuss their anti-Semitic conspiracies without, you know, getting called out for being Nazis. Often.
Fallen angels?
No, we're playing bingo. I just haven't gone to the sheet and checked stuff. Can we do a bingo check? Yeah, we can. Bingo sheet. Slaughterama says, "Ah, shit, we're exposed, Hannah. Quick, put your mask back on. Put your fucking mask back on. You're going to kill us all." I don't even know what Satanic for sure. Excuse me. Hiccup. Only reputable source is the Bible. Numerology used as evidence. Spurious symbology used as evidence. Wait, someone asked about number 8. What's number 8? Did I mention cheese or Hot Pockets? When did I mention those things? Me saying this right now does not count, by the way. Video Gamer says, I can't just say oh, the mac and cheese. You're right. Thank you for being specific and not just saying, yes, I did. And then what was the other one? Line between Chud and Tinfoil guy? Sure, fine. Line between Chudwatch and Tinfoil Tuesday Thins. Tayo Seal, thank you for 6 months. Is that it? Anything else? Reptilians. Where's Reptilians? There we go. Thank you. Okay. Does mention of Panera salad count as word salad? No. Oops. Wrong screen. There we go.
Demons? Tears?
Oh, science fiction is fact with the witch. You're right. Which number is that? God damn it. There was no mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is different than the number of the beast, which is 666. 80 something. 68. No. 80 something. 84. Science fiction is fact. Okay. We should be good. And no, mark of the beast does not count. He said nothing about the mark of the beast. 666 is not the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is a different thing. That's the number of the beast. Alright, anyway, let's find out about reptilians. I'm excited.
Hey guys, it's KJ from the Scariest Movie Ever channel on YouTube, and I want to talk a little bit in this video about one of my favorite subjects, and that's the idea of these shapeshifters. But what really are they? Reptilians? Fallen angels? Demons? Tears? Serpent seedline? Are there beings on this earth that live with us, that look like us? They have jobs, they have families.
No, there are no lizard people. Stormfox says, as a lizard person, are you happy with your people's progress?
Let's get down to business. We reptoids have had a...
I can't play this. It's a Netflix thing. Where did it go already? There we go.
But
Starling CJ, thanks for 9 months. And Slaughterama says, petition to make Hannah viciously rebuffs anime manga fan space, maybe. I gotta up the bits to... Holy shit. I feel like I never get to talk. The most of the stream is me reading stuff. Starling CJ, thanks for 9 months. Stream baby name. What's a good reptile name? Cocoonus? Cocoonus. Just Cocoonus. I don't know why. This baby's name is Cocoonus! Which I know isn't really a reptile name, but I like it.
they're not the same. There's something missing. A soul, perhaps. Are there empty vessels that live on this planet with us? Permanent hosts for demonic entities? Have these beings actually...
Okay, I'm doing it right now just because, yeah, the bits messages, I enjoy the bits messages, but it's so much at this point, it's distracting from the stream, and it's making people not want to watch, so I need to adjust that. I apologize. Oh, how do I do this? I forgot. Settings. Partner settings, I think. Okay, here we go. Alright, bits are going to 50. Sorry. I know that kind of sucks, but like it's getting crazy. Cool Cat says, last second bits before the bump. You are probably the last 30 bits I will get on this channel, so good job. Okay, that should hopefully make the bits a little more bearable in their volume.
been created? Are they actually here with us? Are there creatures among us that can never be saved? Placed here on this earth to test the rest of us? Or is there something else going on? There's so many questions when it comes to this subject for me. Would the Creator actually create beings like this that could never be saved and allow them to be born on the earth and to grow on the earth with us?
Wait, why are you making so many assumptions? If there were reptilian lizard people, why would you assume that they would be unsavable by the god that you profess to exist if he's supposed to be a god that forgives everyone? Why would reptilian peoples be exempt from that? That doesn't make any sense. What? Meek says, it should be at least 60. You deserve more money than the corn eunuch. Bardock Moses says, raise those bits. Thank you.
And knowing full well that their whole goal, their whole mission, is to mess with humanity, is to destroy lives. Are these entities able to attach themselves to us?
No, they don't exist.
To all humans? There's also a school of thought out there that we are both of these things, that we are the seed of the woman, or the seed of God, and we're also the seed of the enemy, or the seed of the serpent. I have some footage I want to show you here in the video in just a little bit that, as far as I'm concerned, is definitely some of the most intriguing footage I've ever seen in relation to this subject of interdimensional beings attaching themselves to us, or reptilian shapeshifters, or tears. So the footage you're looking at right here is a classic example.
It looks like a guy doing a glass eating, which is a trick. Like, people do glass eating. I wouldn't recommend it. You can either use trick glass, or I think there is... Are there people who do it for real? I don't remember. I know Penn Jillette talked about it once, I think. I don't remember if that one's a trick glass thing, or if it's just a technique. You gotta do it very carefully, and you can still cut yourself, of course, but...
Example, as far as I'm concerned, of somebody who is fully demonically possessed. This footage has been online.
It's usually sugar glass. I'm aware that it can be done using fake glass, but I was trying to remember if it's something that anyone actually does as a stunt without fake glass.
About 6-7 years now. You can find it if you just do a search out there, demonically possessed man eating glass or reptilian eating glass. They always use that term reptilian. It's a very popular term with all of these things. Just watch closely. I mean, first off, you can see his eyes. They're total slits, right? Now look at the mouth. Did you see the teeth right?
Do you not see the quality of the video that we are watching right now? It's not even like 480p, and it also looks like someone literally went into this video and turned his eyes into that in post. It doesn't look real. Bittergrin says, wait, would reptilians even need salvation? They aren't descended from Adam and Eve, so shouldn't suffer from original sin, right? That's a good point. Slaughterama says, does this mean we should venerate the Gorn? Because if our savior is a buff lizard man in a thong fighting Shatner to the death, I'm on board. Yeah. Nick says, slits. That sounds racist against Asians. What? He's saying because of the pupil. What the fuck? What is this batter for?
It's not batter, it's the innards of the pumpkin, of the peanut butter pie.
Oh. Oh, that's delicious. I'm gonna eat this fucking pie.
Yeah, I would hope so.
No. I don't think you heard me. I didn't say, I'm gonna eat a piece of that pie. I said, I'm gonna eat this pie.
Okay. Alright, give me back my KitchenAid whisk. No.
Boo! No, thank you. I love you.
Right there. I'm going to show you a couple of screenshots in a moment. But just look at this man's eyes. That is full-on demonic possession there. Look at that. That is not human, okay? So there's the question, is he a host? Is there something controlling him right now? Demonic, interdimensional, demonic energy? Is there something else inside of him that's controlling him, using his body as a host? Or is this an individual creature that looks like us but isn't? Occasionally we can get glimpses of what this thing actually is by looking into the eyes,
TOS?
which are the...
It's pie filling for Thanksgiving. If you make that sexual, that's on you. What the fuck? Slaughterama says bonk for licking ASMR. I was fucking... Whatever, I should have turned the camera off. I need to know my chat better. Holy
the window
shit.
to the soul.
Yeah, someone doesn't know how cameras work on the bingo card. Although I think this video has been edited. I'm pretty sure. Like, if you look at this still frame, it looks like this guy's pupil extends beyond where his eyelid starts. So I think someone did a bad post job trying to make this guy look like a lizard in video.
There's a screenshot I wanted to show you of when he's chewing the glass, because that's what this guy's doing. He's eating glass, he's also eating fire. And look at the teeth right there, guys. I mean, this isn't CGI, this isn't Photoshop, nothing like that.
I think it literally is. It literally looks Photoshopped. Not Photoshop. Whatever visual editing program you would use. I think you can use Photoshop for some things in video editing.
That's real. The Hopi Indians of northern Arizona have traditions that recall a time when their, quote, Snake Brothers built and occupied underground cities in Arizona, California, Mexico, and also in Central America. One such underworld city is believed to have been built on the west coast near the Pacific Ocean under Los Angeles, California. This is one of the most interesting stories I've seen in a while. It just came out of it last year. It's actually from the Los Angeles Times, January 29th, 1934. And the title...
Oh my god, this is the article. We've covered this article before because it's the one all the reptilian believers go to.
...is Lizard People's Catacomb City Hunted. Engineers sink shaft under Fort Moore Hill to find maze of tunnels and priceless treasures of legendary inhabitants. Busy Los Angeles, although little realizing it in the hustle and bustle of modern existence, stands above a lost city of catacombs filled with incalculable treasure and imperishable records of a race of humans further advanced intellectually than the highest type of present.
Lizard People's Catacomb City Hunted. I forget what we found last time we looked this up. This is the article I think we looked at last time. This is the Los Angeles Times, the same the same newspaper that ran the original article. Did strange people live under sight of Los Angeles 5,000 years ago? Mr. Pizza Pasta, thanks for 3 months, says, as a primary YouTube watcher, I appreciate the more consistent uploads. Thanks for making work less boring. I'm trying to put them up more often. I know there was a long period there where I was really bad at exporting stuff and getting it up there. I'm trying to stay on track with that, though. Slaughterama says, okay, whatever your name is, putting aside your wild misunderstanding about Native American myth, that was sugar glass. It's a prop. I know because I've been hit with a sugar glass Jack Daniels bottle for a skit. It's a prop. Readers must have been shocked at the front page of the January 29th, 1934 Los Angeles Times, where Jean Bosquet wrote breathlessly about a search for a lost civilization of lizard people and their buried treasure. The headline contained an unfortunate misspelling, though. Lizard peel peas, Catacomb City hunted. But the lead is a gem, not just for its length. Busy Los Angeles, although a little realizing it's in the hustle and bustle of blah, 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 blah. Same thing the guy just read. Deep breath. The Times had covered their attempts to find these tunnels under downtown LA, but this one carried an artist concept of lizard people at work above with part of the treasure map. For more of the story and the map, maybe you want to search for gold yourself, head to LA Times Past. No, tell me why you published it. Was it literally just a crazy person or a grifter trying to do a thing and they reported on it? Let me see. The story, loosely drawn from a Hopi Indian myth by a tribesman called Chief Greenleaf, was told to a geophysicist and mining engineer named George Warren Shufelt in 1933. As it turned out, Shufelt had invented what he called a radio X-ray machine, which he believed could detect underground tunnels. Add to that the promise of an ancient sheepskin map held by 2 other treasure seekers, and you have a tale that went viral by 1933 standards. Schufelt's quest for the lizard people's golden treasures was picked up and followed closely by the LA Times and in turn the Associated Press, which spread Schufelt's search for the lost catacombs and their inhabitants across all of America. So basically it was a guy who was a grifter, or had been grifted, looking for something that has never existed that the press then reported on because they weren't doing their due diligence. Shocking. Prime 038 says, hustle and bustle, more like hustle and bussy. Oh, God. Chris Broken says, sugar glass is expensive and hard to make at home. I've eaten real light bulbs for performances and I just buy them at Walmart. That sounds dangerous. Be careful. As if you're not already trying to eat light bulbs carefully.
Peoples, in the belief of G. Warren Shufelt, geophysicist, mining engineer, now engaged in an attempt to wrest from the lost city deep in the earth below Fort Moore Hill the secrets of the lizard people, of legendary fame in the medicine lodges of the American Indians. And so convinced is the engineer of the infallibility of a radio X-ray perfected by him for detecting the presence of minerals and tunnels below the surface of the ground, an apparatus with which he says he has traced a pattern of catacombs and vaults forming the lost city, that he plans to continue sending his shaft downward until he has reached a depth of 1,000 feet before discontinuing operation.
He was wrong. He was wrong, or he was lying. There are not secret reptilian tunnels under Los Angeles. You know where a bad place to make a bunch of tunnels is, by the way? Near a fault line. Just saying. I just think the reptilians could have done better than underground tunnels in California. I don't know. Slaughterama says, more likely this Native American told him a story that was a parable of some kind. This guy misunderstood it and transliterated it into, oh my god, lizard people. Yeah.
Shufelt learned the legend of the lizard people after his radio X-ray had led him hither and yon, over an area extending from the public library on West 5th Street.
How's his radio X-ray? How'd that go? Like, is that still in use because it's so accurate, or did only he use it because his was a piece of shit? He never found anything, so...
...to the Southwest Museum on Museum Drive, at the foot of Mount Washington. I knew I was over a pattern of tunnels, the engineer explained, and I had mapped out the course of the tunnels, the position of large rooms scattered along the tunnel route, as well as the position of deposits of gold, but I couldn't understand the meaning of it. Then Shufelt was taken to Little Chief Greenleaf on the medicine lodge of the Hopi Indians in Arizona,
I'm
whose
already bored
labyrinths
of this
house
guy
one
talking about this shitty debunked news story.
than modern human beings, and the intellectual serpentine being. That story is very interesting, and it certainly seems to lend some credence to the story of these serpentine beings.
No, it doesn't. It literally does not. What? What? What?
These reptilian beings living here on the planet with us, among us. Pop culture has been slamming us with these images for years, this reptilian race among the humans, fighting against the humans. Now, of course, all of this can go back to the Bible. We see the serpent in the Bible, right? We see the battle between humanity and the serpent's seed and the seed of the woman. In Matthew chapter 13, Jesus said, "The kingdom of heaven is like a farmer who planted good seed in his field. But that night, as the workers slept, his enemy came and planted weeds among the wheat." The tare that Jesus described in this parable was also known as the darnel seed, which looks almost exactly like wheat in the beginning stages of its growth. But after it grows a little more...
Oh god, they deep-fried memed the Bible.
Throughout the years, I've questioned the connection there myself in many of my videos. Are there actually beings that live among us that look like us, but are actually some kind of a demonic being or some
No, that's schizophrenia. See a doctor.
serpentine being or a reptilian? Or does this have more to do with demonic energy? Is that what we're really dealing with here? And as I said, you can look back through history and find that the serpent as a deity is one of the most common figures of worship for...
Oh my god, you can find civilizations that worship all sorts of different deities. Holy shit, even within one culture. Look at the fucking ancient Egyptians. They got all sorts of different animal gods. This is not uncommon. Human history is full of all sorts of different religions with different kinds of gods that are depicted in all sorts of different ways, many of them with features of different animals. This is not new, this is not uncommon, and it's not specifically about snakes. Slaughterama says, "It's a shame because Native American fables are super interesting, but their culture stories about the friction between man and gods, I wish they were talked about more." Yeah.
many years in most cultures. And why is that? Is that because their god is a serpent? I mean, you can even look back at the caduceus, which was the same staff of Moses, and it has the two snakes climbing across.
Oh my god! Ah! The two snakes thing did not originate with Moses.
So the mark of the American Medical Association now. It's very...
Poor Hippocrates. Okay, Alright, let's learn about this again, because we've, you know, talked about this before. Caduceus, from the Greek, whatever that is, I don't speak Greek. Herald's wand or staff is the staff carried by Hermes in Greek mythology, and consequently by Hermes Trismegistus. Anyone who has a background in any of this, I apologize for the terrible mispronunciations. In Greco-Egyptian mythology, the same staff was also borne by heralds in general, for example by Iris, the messenger of Hera. It's a short staff entwined by two serpents, sometimes surmounted by wings. In Roman iconography, it was often depicted by being carried in the left hand of Mercury, the messenger of the gods. Some accounts suggest that the oldest known imagery of that thing has its roots in Mesopotamia with the Sumerian god Ningish Zida, which is a cool name, whose symbol, a staff with two snakes intertwined around it, dates back to 4000 to 3000 BCE. As a symbolic object, it represents Hermes, or Roman Mercury, and by extension, trades, occupations, or undertakings associated with the god. In later antiquity, it provided the basis for the astrological symbol representing the planet Mercury. Thus, through its use in astrology, alchemy, and astronomy, it has become to denote the planet and elemental metal of the same name. It is said the wand would take the sleeping and send the awake to sleep. If applied to the dying, their death was gentle. If applied to the dead, they returned to life. By extension of its association with Mercury and Hermes, it's also a recognized symbol of commerce and negotiation, two realms in which balanced exchange and reciprocity are recognized as ideals. This association is ancient and consistent from the classical period to modern times. It's also used as a symbol representing printing, again by extension of the attributes of Mercury, in this case associated with writing and eloquence. Often an appropriate use as a symbol of healthcare organizations and medical practice, particularly in the United States of America, due to confusion with traditional medical symbol, the rod of Acelphus, which was only one snake and is never depicted with wings. So basically people confuse it for this one, which is, serpent entwined rod, great god, oh gosh, Asclepius, or Hepius, a deity associated with healing and medicine. So there you go. That's interesting. It's used by the American Medical Association because they're mistaking it for a different symbol that is actually classically associated with medicine and healing. Fun. Astrofox says, our kind have been creating funny gods and goddesses since the dawn of time. Slaughterama says, I was about to say that he's mistaking a Cacudius with the rod of Asclepius, who was an Argonaut, pronounced Asclepius. Asclepius. Asclepius.
Interesting. And then we have the most common sign of Christ. It's a cross, without the snakes. And then you have the Kabbalah, tree of life symbol.
A cross without the snakes? That implies there are typical depictions of crosses with snakes, which I've never seen.
With the serpents entwined through it. Essentially, they are ascending the throne of man. To his head they travel to assume authority. Now remember this, because this actually connects to something I want to show you here in just a minute. And of course, something else very interesting to consider is the principal duty of Michael the Archangel. And what was his principal duty? It was to slay serpents. Now there's also a lot of really interesting research you can do on people speaking with these things, talking with these interdimensional reptilian beings or serpent beings. Sometimes they call these things the clockwork gnomes, the clockwork elves. What I'm referring to are these interdimensional beings that many people have described meeting and seeing and interacting with while on a psychedelic trip, whether it be...
Okay. One time, one of the few times I've done mushrooms in my life, I was on my phone. And I was on fucking mushrooms and watching Rick and Morty. So I'm on mushrooms and I'm typing on my phone. And all of a sudden, there is a city of tiny people living in my phone, in my keyboard. Okay? They're like in the keyboard and I'm typing to someone, maybe Jake, I don't know. I'm typing and these things are in the fucking keyboard and they got a city in there. Here's the thing though. I knew I was high, so I went, oh, that's a weird thing the drugs are doing to me. And then I, sobered up later, as you do after you take drugs, and I went, that was funny. That was fun. And that's it, because I don't think the things that happen to me when my brain is fucked up on drugs, I don't think they're real. Like, what? Don't take someone seriously who says they saw some magical interdimensional being on drugs. That person shouldn't do drugs because they're a person who clearly can't differentiate reality from fantasy when they're on hallucinogenics. They should not do drugs, probably, because they're going to get some real bad advice from some fictional thing in their head. Bittergrin says, I've never seen a cross with a snake, but now I kind of want one. Slaughterama says, sorry to keep bidding, but your boy just threw up a picture of the goddamn Sephiroth and tried to link it to a pseudo-Christian conspiracy. I have a headache in my eye. Sorry.
DMT, LSD, whatever. But typically it seems that DMT really brings out this experience. And again, there are extensive stories online.
Was that the hero dose? No, that was a lower dose. That was one of the first times I did it. I think I've done mushrooms like 3 or 4 times in my life. It was fine. I enjoyed some of it. I had a really bad trip once. It's a thing.
From people who've taken the trip and have actually met these things and seen these things. And it's interesting, once again, it goes back to the serpents, the reptiles. While researching this video, I actually read a lot of different accounts of these things.
Krista Willow says, I have to remind myself I'm not going to be the first person to die of a weed overdose at least once a month. You got to be able to talk yourself down. Have you considered doing less drugs at a time? Because it sounds like you're taking too much and giving yourself an anxiety attack, which can happen if you do too much weed. I would suggest you dial it back or take a break.
Here's just one.
Just no? No? Alright. I'm not your mom. I can't tell you what to do.
I'll share with you.
Enjoy your panic attacks, I guess.
Out of the mini I read, but I thought this was interesting. And this is a man who's describing his trip on DMT. This part right here, he says, I spent some of the time in this peak state on DMT looking down into my bathtub and also at my chest and my legs and the water. The colors and patterns of it were beyond belief. They were translucent green and yellow, pinkish, orangey, glowing. The strangest spider webs began to emerge, and prehistoric reptilian creatures began to emerge from the water, which was now a pool of reptilian life. My legs were now covered in these other body parts of crocodiles or lizards.
Yeah, you're on drugs. This is a drug trip. You're high. You're high as shit. Purple Nickel says, as someone who had a panic attack while on weed, don't. Yeah, it's not fun.
Salamanders and toads. Or maybe my legs were the lizards now. I wasn't sure.
Nick says, you know this guy's American because he's deep... Wait, you know this guy's American because he's deep frying the shit out of these?
Or perhaps it was just the lizard within me that was emerging. And I started shaking about a bit as the odd crocodile started snapping at me. When my legs moved, it was the reptiles moving. I was the reptile. The bathwater my body was resting in was the color of an eternal goo, a strange but weirdly familiar mixture of all the liquids of this world together, and my body was in it. I was it. I was becoming it. It's kind of...
Again, like, I know exactly what this person is talking about. If you do hallucinogenics, which I don't like, if you do psychedelics like LSD or mushrooms or whatever, which I don't recommend you do. Do things responsibly, but I don't recommend you do them. But, like, that is a thing. You feel very connected to anything. Sort of whatever in your brain decides that you are you and everything else is everything else kind of breaks down. So it feels like you are kind of outside of yourself and you are one with the things around you, and like you're not separate from it, you're a part of it, you know? You're a part of a greater system and you're all one and all that bullshit. You're high. Your brain is going fucking crazy because you took drugs that are affecting it. In the case of mushrooms, you've literally poisoned your body and your brain is trying to deal with the poison, and that's what the hallucination is. It doesn't... I'm trying to ride this line because, like, if you take something positive out of a drug experience, that can be great. I've had that happen, right? Because it can give you a new perspective on things that you can then reflect on when you're sober, which is the important part, reflecting on these things when you're sober and then taking that new perspective, maybe things you haven't looked at or thought of because you had, these walls up that were keeping you from thinking about these things. And then once you're sober, you can think about these things rationally, and that can be a good thing. So I don't want to discount that. If you've ever had, like, some sort of drug trip that has had a positive experience on your life, that's excellent. There have been research done on the use of psilocybin in PTSD cases that is promising, so that's great. I think there's tremendous potential for stuff like that in therapy and whatever in the future. But you should not take these things literally and assume that you are contacting some other plane and getting secret information, because you're not. It's just your brain behaving differently than it normally does, and it makes your body feel weird, and it makes you feel weird, and sometimes that's fun, and sometimes it's not, but it's not magic. Magic isn't real.
Kind of a trip, right? And that's not the only example I saw.
Oh, Slaughterama says, hey, you got your Christianity in my Kabbalah. You got your Kabbalah in my Christianity. Two bad tastes that don't go together. Cupcake Chaos, thanks for 19 months. Is this why I get visions when I eat Taco Bell? Yeah, because it's poison. Dirt Jur says, yeah, who do you think you are, Joe Rogan?
Where people felt like they were turning into the serpent or the reptile. I read many examples from people that were experiencing very similar things. This whole idea that they are the reptile, they are the serpent, and that on this drug they saw it emerging more, taking over more. They were becoming more the serpent than they were the human. While at the same time, they're actually having dialogue with these...
Oh, to balance this out, in case anyone in chat's like, oh, that sounds interesting, now I want to do hallucinogenic drugs. Let me put a warning on this. Slap a do not do sticker on it. One of the trip I had was a really bad trip, and then I suffered from... I already have anxiety, but I was suffering from severe anxiety for like 6 months where I was literally like shaky and like nervous all the time. It fucked me up. So don't take these things lightly. It's not weed. Don't just think Never ever let anyone be like, oh, this is LSD or this is, mushrooms or whatever. It's just like weed, but more, man. No, it's not. Take it fucking seriously, okay? Do not make that decision frivolously if you're going to. It can be scary.
These other beings, these elves, these gnomes, these other reptiles. So it makes me wonder, is this just somebody's mind acting up, are they just tripping out on drugs and they're just freaking?
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, get a trip sitter that knows what they're doing. Preferably someone who's been through it before. And make sure, there are a lot of online guides for this. I'm gonna skip this video soon just because I'm sick of this guy talking about hallucinogenics and I'm sick of talking about them too. But like, be prepared. Maybe get some, prep things before. Are there movies you're gonna want to watch? TV shows? Music? If you have a bad time, how you gonna bring yourself down? You got something chill that you could focus on that'll help? Be prepared. But then the problem is also you don't want to stress out too much about having a bad trip because that could be a self-fulfilling prophecy and then you overthink it and then you get anxiety and then it's worse. I'm not a good person to take hallucinogenic drugs if you can't tell. Slaughterama says, today on Tinfoil Tuesday, we're going to talk to Joe Rogan about the correlation between psychedelic drug ingestion and fat-necked ruffians kneeing each other in the stomach. Jamie, do we have a clip? We have no clip. And no Jamie. Shit.
Get out or whatever? Or could it be that all of these people having similar experiences, is that telling us something? Is there something we need to see here? Perhaps these psychedelic drugs are the key to the serpent within you.
They're not.
Yes. Here's an old picture of a famous Nazi, but you look at his eyes, and once again we have the serpentine slit. And then we have these pictures. This one was really interesting to me. This is actually on Drudge just over the last year.
Oh, and you can trust Drudge Report.
Hillary Horror demon photo moved on wire. Drudge Report. And Matt Drudge actually posted this picture up on his website, which is the most accessed news website on the internet. It really makes you wonder just how much Drudge knows himself, doesn't it? But Hillary, there have been some really interesting things with her eyes as well. Not just these two pictures. Let me show you this one. This one's really creepy. I've shown this in some other videos. Electrical sockets.
I'm done with drug reptile guy. This isn't necessarily directly related to conspiracy theories, but this is Alex Chu. Alex Chu is a interesting guy who seems to think that you can live forever. He's invented what he thinks are immortality rings. You wear them on your pinkies when you sleep, and they're supposed to make you live forever and never age. I bought some. I gave this man $30 for plastic with magnets hot glued to it because I make bad life decisions, and that's what I'm here for, to make the bad decisions you can't. So here are my immortality rings. This is the guy that made him. Let's hear him talk about incest porn.
What's up? This is Alex Chu. Coming at you with another episode. This episode I want to talk about porn addiction. Yeah, I mean, what to do if you are addicted to porn. I'm personally addicted to porn. But before I talk about that, I want to tell you, my name's Alex Chu. I'm the guy who invented physical mortality rings. These are rings that you put on your small fingers during sleep. You wear them, you don't age anymore. You become physically immortal. For example, I'm already 50. I still look pretty young, right?
Is he going to stand up and show his belly to us? He always does that. Slaughterama says, for the chat, when you take psychedelic drugs, make sure you have what my mom calls a safety safe. Nothing can hurt you when you're wrapped in a blanket and sitting on this couch in this room. Nick says, yes, I can definitely trust someone who starts their video with sup.
I mean, if you look at my...
We'll go over the bingo card after this video.
Belly, you can tell I don't really work out because my belly is really smooth, right? You don't see this for any 50-year-old man. No.
You do if they don't overeat. You don't have to be fat at 50.
No, sirree, Bob. If you go to my website, livemuchlonger.com, you see lots of testimonials on my website.
Like, let's look at 50-year-old men What is this? I don't need this tainting my search history. Okay, here's a 50-year-old guy. This guy's in even better shape than Alex. This guy actually works out. He's not using the immortality rings. What about this guy? This guy doesn't look like he works out, but he looks, you know, like he's certainly not fat. He looks like a normal guy. Like, you can be 50 and be like a normal weight. Why does Alex think that all 50-year-olds are fat? I get it. We live in America. Americans are fat. But, like, you don't have to be. Dirtjer says, I don't know, guys. Hannah hasn't died once since she put those rings on. That's true. That's irrefutable. Okay?
Most of them give me 4 stars and 5 stars. Amazon customer reviews. So if you want to stay physically young forever, you want to look like me when you're 50, okay? Livemuchlonger.com. Livemuchlonger.com. Link is at the bottom of this video. What do you do if you're addicted to porn, okay? I'm telling you, man, porn addiction is really the best addiction in the world, you know? Because, well, it doesn't cost you anything. It's you know, you get a lot of, it doesn't cost you anything. Just like I love to watch German porn, you know. They said kostenlos. Yeah, it means it doesn't cost you anything. Yeah, lots of they have lots of all sorts of, I don't know, millions of porno videos that you could watch. Especially the ones that are very good is the one that they have the POV porn. The POV is point of view porn, right? It's like I don't know. They strap like porno. They strap like GoPro camera on their forehead, you know, while they're fucking a girl, you know.
I just want to point out that I have somehow convinced almost 300 people to come and sit and listen to this guy talk about and explain what POV porn is, and you're all sitting here like, ah, yes, I have a finite amount of time on Earth, and I'm going to spend time watching this. I've tricked you, Nick says. And we all know in German porn, they have both POV and POV porn. Oh, that's a shame and also funny.
It's like they give you like a point of view porn. I love that one. You know, porno video is really the best addiction in the world. It helps, it keeps me away from alcohol, you know.
Okay, if you don't have an issue, then then you might not be an addict. Like, if you're just doing it regularly, but it's not adversely affecting your life, is it an addiction? I don't know. I guess you can be a functional alcoholic. So, I guess there could be a version of that? I don't know. I genuinely don't. Slaughterama says, Sasha Roy's gorgeous Israeli man with the most beautiful green eyes. Fairly certain he doesn't need plastic rings because this man is a god. Is this safe for work? Can I click this? I'm gonna assume so. I assume it's just an in-shape guy. It's on Pinterest. Should be. He just looks like a dude. I mean, no, he's got pecs. His arms are weirdly long, though. I think his arms look too long for his body.
Like, if I'm not watching porn...
Hannah, you're glowing like Adam and Eve from the Noah movie with that ring on.
I'd be drinking alcohol. That kind of sucks, you know. I don't know, it hurts my stomach, you know, if I drink too much alcohol, you know. So, if you're addicted to porn, right, and if you don't have a wife... See, if you have a wife, yeah, you don't want to be addicted to porn because... yeah, your wife is gonna get mad, man. If your wife catching you watching that shit, oh my god, man, you're gonna have a, man, she's gonna fucking leave you and shit. She might, I don't know, it's gonna cause problem marriages.
What kind of marriage is it where in 2021 your spouse finds out you watch porn and leaves you? What?
But if you're not married, you don't have like a girlfriend or anything. Yeah, I mean, porn addiction is really the best.
You know, people watch porn with their partners, right?
So if you are addicted to porn, right, you should buy yourself at least a sex
Is that good for not how women work on bingo? Yeah, we'll count it.
doll or something. You should buy at least a sex doll. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have like. I have sex doll. I don't have like. When I watch porno videos, I see they sell like those mechanical masturbator shit. I don't use that. I basically just have sex doll. But if you're addicted to porn, you should definitely get a sex doll or something. Or if you can afford it, sex doll. It's like at least $800 some, especially during the inflation. Especially right now, Biden. It's like he's really fucking up, and he's gonna shut down another pipeline, Michigan pipeline. Oh my god, that motherfucker fucking up, man. But yeah, if you cannot afford a sex doll, maybe I don't know, buy yourself like a mechanical those I don't know what you call those things, mechanical masturbator, whatever. Definitely get if you're addicted to porn, definitely get yourself like I have a projector. A projector is so much better than watching screen. Because computers.
For the record, the title of this video is How to Help Yourself If You're Addicted to Porn, Incest, MGTOW, which made me think it was going to be a video about how to stop watching porn. No, it's a video on how to watch porn better if you're addicted to it. Sky Fallen says, no, I really wouldn't leave my hypothetical husband. I'd ask to join, and if I could help him out.
Screen, it's so small. It's unrealistic, But if you get yourself a projector, so you're watching that shit, you're projecting that stuff onto your wall. Yeah, it's realistic. It's pretty realistic, And besides, I mean, think about it. How do you fuck your sex doll if you don't have a projector, right? It's like you can't. I mean,
how do you fuck your sex doll if you don't have a projector? Timeless questions we all ask ourselves.
You cannot have like computer screen, right? Your computer screen. You're having sex with your doll. It kind of. How do you watch? How do you do that? You need a projector so you could just watch it. I mean, you could just raise up your head and you can see that shit. What else is there? Yeah, if you're addicted to porn, you definitely get yourself a projector. Right now, projector is really cheap, $70. Like $70. I bought my projector for $70. It's really cheap, They have
his poor like Pico projector just desperately wanting to die, but its bulb won't go out. It just has to serve this guy incest porn 5 hours a day while he desperately chafes himself to orgasm in front of his fake Nazi flag.
Have more expensive models, but more expensive models, yeah, it gives you better definition. It gives you higher definition. But my 70 projector is a $70 projector is good enough.
As someone who cares very deeply about image quality, I collect movies, and I've moved over to 4K. I have a 4K TV. Not high dynamic range, though. Next TV's got to have high dynamic range. Anyway, as someone who cares deeply about picture quality, it annoys me that he doesn't seem to care about the difference between a Pico projector and an actual good projector. That annoys me more than anything else. I don't care what this guy jerks off to, but at least do it in high definition. What are you doing? 480p first-person porn? No. Buy a better projector. Killjoy says this guy has the best porn tips. Sex doll. Got it. I'm poor, though, so I have to use one of those slippery tube toys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've seen them. Deadman RPM says, what the hell am I listening to? I don't know. Slaughterama says, porn on a projector. Right, marinating the old disco stick to a grainy video of Elsa Jean playing beautifully over my horror movie posters, so I have to squint. That's peak masculinity. Nick says, cleanse for after the video. Appreciate it. And we're caught up.
What else you should do? Yeah, definitely sign up to one of those porn hubs or something. You could download the videos, you know, and then I think the best tool to watch porn is the what do you call, the Windows Media Player. Now I don't know, if no, you
VLC, up your game.
know, forgot.
Baycop says this guy is explaining to me how to wreck a sex doll and watch porn. Pro tip.
Forget that. Forget what I said. I don't even know what that is, but it has to. I forget it. Forget what I said. What else? What else you should do if you're addicted to porn? I don't know, but it helps me.
I feel like if you like took a black light to this guy's house, it would light up like the Luxor casino. Just be a beacon into space, and that's how we make first contact. We saw Alex Chu's come from space. We've come to share warp technology with you.
Stay away from alcohol. I don't know if watching porn can help you stay away from drugs. If you're addicted to drugs, luckily I don't take any drugs, you know, but I'm alcoholic, you know, and watching porn helped me like sort of stay away from alcohol, you know, and the nowadays, yeah, porns are great because of the POV porn, you know, point of view porn. Porn is great, you know. And I think every single man, like me, I'm MGTOW, you know, I sort of don't really want to get married. I don't want children. Every single man should watch porn, really, because it I don't know, if you're I don't know, keep you interested, you know, it keep you entertained, you know. You don't the good thing about porn is you don't get sick. First of all, if you want to go out there and fuck hookers, right, you're gonna get sick, right? Eventually you're gonna catch some sort of disease, right?
I like that he thinks his only options are either jerking it to porn or fucking his sex doll or a sex worker. There's no version of reality where a woman consents to sex with him without money being involved. I get it. I see it. I see his personality. I understand. It's just, it's the most honest and self-reflective thing I think he said.
You don't get sick. You don't have to spend money on women, and you know, honestly speaking, I actually got hit on by lots of girls back in the days, you know.
Does he count as shilling for gold with the rings? Yes, because he's selling something in the video. Cool Cat says Alex is the good pro-sex Nazi compared to John's weird lifestyle. Yeah.
Oh, especially white girls.
Someday we need to like take every person I cover and do like a political compass and put their like a picture of their face where I think they are on the political compass. I think that'd be funny.
But the way how they hit on me is just, they look at you straight in the eyes, like they're so horny, like, yeah, you're, you know, these white girls, they're really horny. They're like, they look at you straight in the eyes and they actually tell you, yeah, I want to fuck you. I'm not joking.
I've seen porn.
I think it's because I'm Asian. I'm sort of not used to that, you know. So when white girls.
Killjoy says, what is his flag? It looks like if the Nazis made a GameCube. It's his name in Chinese characters, stylized and put on a Nazi flag because he believes he is a reincarnation of a Nazi. P.S. Alex Chu commented on one of my videos about him. I didn't mention that, so he knows I exist. That's fun. Nick says, where are the white women at? I've also seen Blazing Saddles. Slaughterama says, yes, but there's a difference between being a MGTOW because you're of your garbage personality and being one for ethical reasons about cost and climate impact. I'm very lucky that my girlfriend and I will never have children and have no desire to do so. You, on the other hand, will never breed with anyone who isn't a 19-year-old from Thailand. I mean, like, MGTOW means, like, no partner. So that's a different thing than just not having a kid. Hydrate.
Girls hit on me like that, I stalled. I just stalled. I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm stalled. And then I guess it's a turnoff for them. And then they thought that I'm not interested in them. I am.
Sky Kama Fallen says Americans are socialized to maintain eye contact because it's considered rude not to. I'm real bad at that. If I look at someone in the eye for 3 seconds during a 10-minute conversation, I've done a good job.
But then, honestly speaking, that kind of scares me. When a white girl hit on you like that, it kind of scares you. It really does scare you. You know, it scares me because I'm Asian. I don't know. I didn't grow up in that kind of environment, you know. And
yeah, MGTOW is guys who think women are so shit now that they don't want to be with women, so they like stay single. It's different than the I word because they're saying you're not denying me, I'm just not playing your game and I'm denying you, basically. It's not about kids necessarily.
Also, I'm worrying, oh my God, if a whore, you know, if she, I start to think, is she sleeping around a lot? Is she gonna give me disease? You know, I don't know. It's just, hey, see, I don't see that. I never see Asian girl hit on me like that. You know, so
if you want to look like you're looking someone in the, this is an old tip. I'm sure you've heard this, but if anyone else in the audience has trouble looking people in the eye, look right here. It looks like you're looking someone in the eye. Don't go too high, because then clearly you're looking at their forehead. But, you know, look roughly right here. And it's fine. It looks like you're looking them in the eye.
maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just not used to it, you know. But I think a guy like me should just stick to porn. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't get disease. There's no embarrassment, right? Like somebody hit on you and you stall. You don't have stuff like that. You don't have to spend money, you know. But anyway, that's all I want to say for this episode. Hope you guys like it. If you like, please subscribe.
Why does he have a pseudo-Nazi flag behind him? He thinks he's a reincarnated Nazi. He thinks in a past life he was a literal World War II Nazi. And I guess he's cool with that and wants a flag to represent that. I got nothing. I got nothing! Oh, here's the video Hemet posted.
One night, this other Derek appears in our bed. The real Derek is lying down next to me. Other Derek sits right up out of him. It startled me. I knew that was not Derek. And so I asked this critter, "Who are you?" Because he clearly wanted to have sexual relations. And he said, "Come on, I'm your husband." I said, "Who are you?" And he had the nerve to claim to be Ahasuerus, Xerxes.
The Persian king Xerxes?
Well, other Derek seriously wanted to invite me to use my free will to do something that was going to pull me away from God. So this last time, I knew he was really desperate. And I asked him again, "Who are you?" He told me the same answer, and I said, "I am not going with you." This was an internal dialogue. Finally, I said, "I've had enough." In my mind, I reached up. I grabbed his face, and I said, "You are a liar, and Jesus is real." And I pulled that face off, and beneath it was a reptile. And
oh man, he didn't put enough spirit glue on the part where the neck connects to the lizard skin. You gotta really put that stuff on there. It dries out and it'll come right off. We go over this in lizard person training. That guy wasn't listening.
He had little creatures with him this time. He brought these little halfling creatures, and they looked like...
She took his face off.
I don't know, gargoyles. They were very reptilian as well. So beneath that face of Derek was a reptilian serpentine creature, probably similar to what was visiting the Anasazi.
Wow.
Well, the Bible says...
And the whole audience is like, yeah, this is a reasonable thing that I think could happen in real life. I believe in lizard reptile people. This isn't crazy. I swear, we're like a decade out from Congress passing a law making witchcraft illegal, and the punishment is like burning at the stake or something. It's like, I don't know what's happening. Have I watched Hawkeye? Not yet. Watching it later. I didn't even realize it came out today until on Twitter I saw it was trending. Which is weird, because I'm a big fan of Marvel. I like their stuff. Nick says, I mean, they kind of have to be like that, otherwise nobody will give them any money. Stone Corbell says, I went on the comments for that Panera Bread video you talked about earlier, and just everyone is eating it up in the comments. It's really frightening. Yeah.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Hacking the Headlines. So I came across this really old but really relevant Phil Donahue episode, if you remember the talk.
Witchcraft hasn't been a capital crime since 1740. Yeah, that's what I was pointing out, was that it feels like we're regressing as a society and turning to superstition in order to dictate how we view reality as opposed to evidence-based, you know, rationalization.
Show back from the 80s.
That's true. I did say we'd go over the bingo card. Sorry. Do your own research. Someone definitely talked about research. Point out numbers if anyone sees one they think was done. Cameras work. That is one. Aliens? Where's aliens? Wait, when did they say aliens? There were interdimensional creatures mentioned. I guess interdimensional creatures are a kind of alien. Guys, give me numbers. If you can. If not, I guess I get it. But I don't know where the stuff is on this card. Where's Reptilians? God damn it! I thought we already had that anyway. One says 38. Oh, yeah. Because he was selling the thing. 67. Aliens. 78 is reptilians. We already have that. Okay. Anything else? I think that's about it. You okay? Okay.
And 90s, I think it was. But I came across this particular episode, which was discussing the benefits versus the risks of the jab, of the shot.
Why is Baja Blast there? Baja Blast is what my fiance goes by in chat. That's her username. And she is a PhD candidate, so if she comes to explain anything science-related, usually fiercely, because she gets mad about misinformation spread by idiots online, then that's called Baja Blasts. Shilling for gold for the immortality rings? No, it's not the shilling... No. Let me show you. There are two different spaces. There's this one, which is 38, which is, hey guys, I'm totally not here to sell you something. I'm just freeing the sheeple, but check out these gold coins, gun, whatever. That's the one that was. Shilling for gold literally means it has to be shilling for gold. That's a different thing. I know they're similar. Shilling for gold is literally if they're trying to sell you gold. I know, I okayed earlier because I misunderstood you. I thought you were talking about the other space, which I think also mentions gold. Gold coins. One is about selling people gold. One is about selling people other scam items. I know, they're very similar. Sorry.
Or of different shots. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Hacking the Headlines. So I came across this really old but really relevant Phil Donahue episode, if you remember the talk show back from the 80s and 90s, I think it was. But I came across this particular...
I was born in 1994, so I do not.
Episode which was discussing the benefits versus the risks of the jab, of the shot, or of different shots.
There's the jab on the bingo card.
And it's really amazing how so much has changed in just 30 years because they were able to have a discussion amongst doctors and amongst victims about the concerns that we should have and the questions that we should be asking.
I'm not going to watch anti-vax shit today. I am not feeling someone being a dumbass about vaccines. Citisaurus says, hello there, hope your day is going well, finally got more bits, so here you go. Also just wanted to say that I love every time you say, you dumb asshole, when raging about idiots makes me cackle every time. I'm glad. Alright, well that's a vaccine thing too. How about this one? This person thinks you can sell your soul in order to become rich. I assure you, it doesn't work. I've tried. Unless it only half worked. I guess I do fine. Does Satan only get half my soul? I don't know how that works. I guess we'll find out. Maybe it's like a divorce. 1 year I'll have Christmas with Satan, the next I'll have it with Jesus. It'll be awkward, but we'll get through it.
What's happening, good people? First, I'd like to say thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. Thank you all for being here. I make a variety of videos, but in the comments section, if you'd like to see me focus on something in particular, just let me know. Sometimes I might play a game or two and delete the stream immediately after. So just let me know if you like that. Or
can have the government spying on my Let's Plays. Procagam says, speaking of vaccines, I got my booster shot today. Now Bill Gates can always find me when I'm lost. Oh, good.
I'll do something.
Is this the lady from Call's website? Her videos were found on Call's website. Yes.
A little different. But yeah, today I wanted to talk about this Island Boy character here. Yeah. So, I just wanted to make a video discussing how people are literally selling their soul now for clicks and likes and views on social media. And this is a prime example. We should definitely pray for this young man. Well, actually, there's two of them. They are identical twin brothers. They call themselves Island Boys.
Chris Broken says, I'm a blues musician. Tell me more. The only way Satan will make a blues musician popular is if he transports you back in time. That's a mean joke. I like blues, but it's not pop music. And that seems to be what she's talking about.
And I'm not exactly sure which one this one is right here on the screen, but they are both exactly alike, so I don't really think it matters in this case. I just think we should be praying for both of them. One of them is specifically named Fly Guy Soldier or Fly Boy Soldier, I'm not sure. But I want to show you a video of how he literally admitted selling his soul to the devil for fame and riches or whatever. So,
is he speaking metaphorically? Because people say that metaphorically a lot when they talk about selling out.
Check this out.
Hey, Lou.
So about a week, not today, but about a week ago, I sold my soul. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh my god. I already dislike this guy based on 5 seconds, so that's a good sign. Ugh.
And ever since I sold my soul, I haven't been happy ever since. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man. Y'all ain't gotta believe me. It is what it is. I'm not even capping. It's because, listen, I had to do it. You understand what I'm saying? Because,
Is this guy high right now? Because he sounds high, or does he just talk like that?
I had to do it because I was trying to make it, like, you feel me? Like, and as of when I was, like, selling my soul, like, there was things that I could sacrifice about and stuff like that, and I sacrificed myself. I could have sacrificed anybody, but, like, but when you sell your soul, you gotta sacrifice someone that you really love, and I sacrificed myself and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get what you're saying. How many times has Hannah sold her soul at this point? Again, none. No one wants to buy it. Seriously. If there's a Satan and you want to come buy my soul, I guess do it. It's lightly used. I barely use the thing.
And I did it. You get what I'm saying? I couldn't do it with nobody that I love. The demon asked me, are you sure you want to sacrifice? You sacrifice someone that you love? I said, nah. But when you sell your soul, you feel me? You gotta, it's not how people say it is. You really gotta, like, you really gotta pick. You understand what I'm saying? And
this guy is a musician? Holy fucking shit. He's the least articulate human being I think I've ever heard try and form sentences. What the fuck? The 90 Owl says, turn your soul into an NFT. That should work nowadays for a quick buck.
And you get anything you want. You get to be rich. You get to have fortune. You get to have everything you ever wanted. You feel me? But you could think I'm cap. I'm not tripping. I did it a week ago. I haven't been happy ever since. I've been having anxiety every single day. What did I wish for? To be famous and be rich ever since.
Them.
Is this just gonna be her showing this guy being a weirdo?
To be famous and be rich.
Mark chapter 8 verse 36 states, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Souls are not real. Souls don't exist. They are a fiction. You cannot lose your soul because you never had one. You can't sell your soul because it's not a thing that exists. They're like NFTs. They're just a thing people made up.
Clearly just saying, like, you can have whatever you want in this life, but it's really not worth it because the next life is eternal.
Oh, I guess this life is completely worthless then. That's a good worldview to have, that life, the only life you have, is worth nothing and is just a trial, a test for the real life you're going to get after you die. That's reasonable and not a way to waste your life. Muddy says, what the hell have I walked into? Does this man know how many demons pretend to be Satan? He definitely got scammed by a teenage demon trying out their powers for the first time.
So we should be storing our treasures up in heaven because that's where it matters. I'd like to share with you a couple scriptures from Matthew chapter 4 to show you.
Yeah. Bible. We get it.
In 2015, I made a video titled Google Knows the Earth is Flat. It gives us a lot of clues hidden in plain sight. Like I always say, Easter eggs hidden in plain sight. As I pointed out in the video, you can watch it still on my channel. You take a look at the UN logo, and you take a look at the flat Earth model, of course, with the ice ring or the ice wall circling the Earth that holds the oceans in. Now you take a look, of course, at the Google Chrome logo. Many people know about the 666 hidden in plain sight within the logo, but in the center is another Easter egg with the oceans without the land. But here is your ice wall, just like...
It's a blue dot. It's a blue dot The UN map is a projection that I believe has something to do with equidistance from the North Pole. And when you flatten out a map from the perspective of the North Pole, that's what it looks like. That's it. That's the only reason that it looks that way.
The flat Earth model. Of course, the Google Doodle from back in 2013 on Earth Day, and where they have basically a model of the flat Earth. Now, I came across this video by our old friend Max Malone, and he was using the Google app. Ask Google. He was going through a lot of questions, and very specific questions, and Ask Google answers them very quickly. Then he went to ask about the curvature of the Earth. And just take a listen to what Ask Google says when
Oh my god. Does he think... Does this guy think that when you search something on Google... Sorry, this one hurts me a little bit. Okay, so I feel like in this guy's head, how a Google search works is, I Google, how do you cut an avocado? Send. That shoots over to someone at Google. They open that and go, okay, how do you cut an avocado? Let me look in my files, and they have a file somewhere. Ah, the file on avocados. Bing! Scans it into the computer. No, it's an algorithm! It's an algorithm, you idiot! It's pulling text from other sites. So this is the Earth flat. Whenever this person Googled it, for some reason the algorithm pulled from a site about flat Earth. So it said, here, 10 proofs the Earth is flat. That's what Google does. It pulls from relevant searches and takes and guesses, based on its algorithm at the time, what text of the article or site is most relevant to your question, and presents it. Google is not always right, obviously.
specifically asked, is the Earth flat? And the response, as you can see here. Play the video clip.
What happens today if you do that? Hey, Google, is the Earth flat?
No, the Earth is roughly a sphere.
Thanks, Google. Glad we cleared that up.
But again, this is pretty obvious. They're not even trying to hide it. They're putting it right in your face, and still people don't get it.
Okay, Google. What's the mileage from California to New York?
The drive from California to New York is 2,912.9 miles.
And what's the okay, Google. What's the tallest building in Taiwan?
According to Wikipedia, Taipei 101 displays the Petronas Towers as the tallest building in the world by 57.3 meters.
Thank you very much. Okay, Google, one more question for you. What's the curvature from New York to California?
That means no one has written an article about that, because Google is a search engine. Google searches the internet for web pages. They don't make them. They're not curating this information on an individual question level. There is not a person thinking of questions people might ask. It is an algorithm that has to pull from data available on the internet, and apparently no one's asked that question or written an article about that that's readily available. You could probably get a curvature calculator and do that, if you want the answer that bad. Dirtjer says this video is making my Google Home go nuts. Yeah. Let me ask my Google something. Hey, Google. Is my show any good?
Here are the top search results.
I'm guessing not. It's telling me to watch the show You. That's a shame.
It don't fucking know. Okay, Google. What is the curvature? From Italy.
Curvature, the fact of being curved or the degree to which something is curved.
Right. Okay, Google. Is the Earth flat?
We get it. The Google is going to pull up an article written by a flat earther. Oh yeah, flat earth on the bingo. Is the rest of this a music video now? God damn it. What do you think these guys are going to say when we do go back to the moon? Especially now because the sort of private sector space race is going on. What are they going to do when we do go back to the moon and get 4K video on the moon? Because that's going to happen in the next 15, 20 years, probably. Like, those are going to be funny videos, probably. Does this count as copyright? Usually cover songs are fine. They might share revenue. If I have to, I'll cut this part out of the video, but usually cover songs are fine. It just ends up being an ad share with whoever owns the copyright.
I see the garbage that they push in mainstream news. Go and watch the morgue, I'll maybe then watch Flat Earth Clues.
I've seen Flat Earth Clues. It's garbage. Mark Sargent's an idiot. It's the Wish.com version of Weird Al.
They'll do anything to cut the ties we have with God. The evidence shows there's no curvature at all.
Okay, I think that's enough pain. He thinks the Earth is flat. We get it.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
Sorry, I missed Citosaurus's bit. Citosaurus says, nah, man, it's concave, at least according to Stephen Christ. I miss Stephen.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. You gotta get a load of this.
Oh, no. Votes for children, why we should lower the voting age to 6. Is this a opinion piece from The Guardian? Yeah, I don't think 6-year-olds should be allowed to vote.
Now, most of you know that I don't believe that we live in a republic. And if you believe that, that's, you know, you're allowed to believe that, obviously. If you want to believe your vote counts, go ahead and believe it counts. I don't think it counts because I don't believe anything that they say. I don't think that they would give people...
Panda Nom says 16. Yeah, I don't disagree. Whatever the federal minimum legal age, I guess whatever the federal minimum legal age is to get a job, probably, which is like 15 or 16. 16, I guess.
The power to change things or do anything. Everything goes according to their plan. It's part of the left-right seesaw. But let's just say...
Is it 14? Then 14. I don't give a shit. Let 14-year-olds vote. I don't care. Let the 14-year-olds vote. Their dumb 14-year-old vote will do nothing but counterbalance the out-of-touch 90-year-old vote. I think that's fine. I don't care.
For argument's sake, that it counts, right? Because I could obviously be wrong on that. Well, I doubt it, but let's say it does not. I mean, it does count. Let's say it does. Get a load of this article from The Guardian, and I have to show you a video that was put together up in Canada they're making the same argument there too. That we need to change the voting age, this Guardian article says, from 18 to 6. Yeah, 6. We need 6-year-olds voting now.
Call is weird in that he'll take things I haven't even heard of, like in terms of this. Like this isn't like children's suffrage in terms of allowing children to vote in elections. I very much doubt that's on the forefront of anyone's mind, and I don't know what the political climate's going to look like over the next, the rest of the century. I don't know if changing the voting age will be a thing that happens anytime in our lifetimes. If it does, it's fine. If it doesn't, also, whatever. But it's just weird to me, the things that Call chooses to focus on, and I don't understand why. Ugh. My ADHD is kicking in hard. I'm having trouble focusing on one video now, can you tell? M Wade says, haven't heard about that here in Canada. Yeah, I had imagined it's just like an opinion piece from whatever paper that was from. Mitchell Drummer, thanks for 16 months, says, month 16 of reminding Hannah she's a trans icon and we stand to the Hannah. Don't know if I am that, but thank you.
It looks like Godzilla, but due to international copyright laws, it's not. Still, we should run like it is Godzilla! No, it isn't.
Is there anything else I should look at before we call it a night? Anyone? Anyone? I don't know why I'm acting like it's you guys' responsibility. Did I see the live Trump cult? I did. Let me see if there's actually anything new about that real quick. Reddit cult headquarters. According to this QAnon person, when a girl calls her boyfriend Boo, she's calling him a rapist because Boo is a demonic Norwegian word and means rapist. What?
The term boo that we even use in this demonic holiday, Halloween, is actually a Norwegian term, which means my raper.
Wow.
When a woman says to
her what?
Boyfriend or fiance or husband, you're my boo, what she's saying, you're my raper. But she doesn't know this because people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
Right.
Boo not only is a Norwegian term meaning my raper, it means to put a pin in the heart of the man. And thirdly, it means to place a curse.
I'm so confused by people who do shit like this. Like, guys, you know that Americans aren't Norwegian, right? I don't even, for one thing, let me be clear. I don't know if boo means anything even close to that in Norwegian. Good chance it doesn't. Even if it did, they're not speaking Norwegian. They're speaking English. This is the kind of thing furries use VR chat for. Is this even something oh, hold on, let me check.
In your moods, the perfect soundtrack for you.
I can't play that. It's got Enya. Sail away, sail away, sail away. Sail away, sail away, sail away. Stormcrow Bell says people are going completely insane with this word nonsense. Yeah, they are. Dirtger says, I always assumed it was a mispronunciation of the term bow. Could be. I guess I never thought about it. Just thought it was a pet name. If Razor Fist wasn't banned, you could cover his pro Michael Jackson video. I could, but I can't because he is. Sir Parker Posey with 500 bits says, thoughts on Doctor Who Flux and Dune? Any suggestions for things to watch over the holiday? Haven't seen Dune. Not all that interested. Only saw the first episode of Doctor Who Flux. I'll talk about it when I finish the season, I'm sure. I like the first episode. Barlock Moses with 100 bits. We kicked off a hype train, so I guess I can't leave until the hype train's done. Yeah, I've seen the 4 seasons, and I was just... Yeah, someone made the 4 seasons landscaping in VR chat.
Browsing my friends list, seeing who was where.
Bay in Danish means poop. Good to know.
And I saw that this existed. I'm like, what? I'm gonna seriously that.
Yes. Cooper, you amaze me with your map creating skills. This is terrifying but wonderful.
Oh,
wow.
This is
Who made
really
this?
something.
I made it. I made it. Like 5.5 hours.
Oh my god.
It's at the dealer's den. You even got stuff behind the windows. You even went that far with the detail. That's some Half-Life nonsense.
Okay, man, I gotta hand it to you. This is pretty impressive.
That's amazing.
This is killing me here. This is great.
Tyrrell.
Stephen J. Neptune Man says, boo means, quote, my raper. Are they pulling things out of their ass? Yes, they are.
Said the presidential hose reel. So I had to make sure that the hose reel is here. You ready?
Ready for a speech?
Right. The glorious speech.
I'm also like how we gathered around it, like we're literally ready for the speech.
We're literally the press conference, like we're all with cameras.
Cooper, for Jill. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cooper. This is
You're
amazing.
welcome. You're welcome.
You made my day. I was
pictures.
Bummel Homestead with 200 bits says, I can't wait to have a holodeck, hopefully with fewer problems than the Federation ships. Sidosaurus said, just never turn the holodeck safety measures off, okay? This is how you end up getting Moriarty'd. Sidosaurus says, hype bitches, one last thing I want to say. I watch your streams every night to chill and feel like I have some company in my apartment aside from my cat. I'm pathetic, I know, but I appreciate you and your streams. Just wanted to say so. That's not pathetic. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. 97% to level 1. QAnon Dallas squatters have walked away from their lives like medieval crusaders. Historian. Bardlock Moses, thanks for 100 bits. Writing for the Bulwark, historian Thomas Lecac. Is this guy's name Lecac? That's pretty good. Thomas Lecac examined how the... That's a fun name to say. Say that a couple times. Thomas Lecac. Lecac. Feels like you're doing... like you're hissing at someone. Lecac. Thomas Lecac examined how the QAnon supporters still gathered in Dallas after their failed vigil for JFK Jr. to appear and save the country have now, quote, walked away from their lives in devotion to their conspiracy theories. It's a nightmarish fever dream, wrote Lecac. A hilarious hot mess with hints of cringe. Certainly the sort of thing that observers abroad would look at, laugh at, scratch their heads, and move on with their day, but we should resist the urge to treat this as a joke, because it's not. It's not funny, even though it is weird. It's a murder in the waiting. QAnon supporters gathered again in Dallas earlier this week, even after their original vigil produced nothing. A recent report suggested that a local rap artist has offered to help them set up a permanent headquarters in the area. According to Lecac, there are parallels between QAnon's Texas pilgrimages and the People's Crusade, where lay people took up arms en masse to defend the Holy Land in the Middle Ages. Quote, some of the more laughable images from the QAnon presence in Dallas have been of Protzman with a bird on his shoulder, showing the long single file of Q adherents, a non-existent Illuminati, an organization that doesn't exist, pyramid, on the book depository, wrote Lecac. False prophets with bizarre birds are not new. In the People's Crusade, one of the episodes that monastic chroniclers repeatedly mock were preachers following animals. Albert of Aachen wrote of a gathering of people on foot who were stupid and insanely irresponsible, who claimed that a certain goose was inspired by the Holy Ghost and a she-goat filled no less with the same, and they had made these their leaders for this holy journey to Jerusalem. The Dallas QAnon crowd that follows Protzman may be just a small splinter sect of a large group, but their activities continue. Their followers get more radicalized, and most of a month later, they're still in Dallas, concluded Lecac. So as the rest of us prepare to share Thanksgiving meals with family and friends at home, spare a moment for the families whose loved ones have been subsumed by this cult, creating misery that will end no one knows how. Yikes. Two minutes left in the hype train, and then we can call it a night.
Hey there again, everybody. It is day 328. I'm Cindy K. Courier with another Universal Public Service announcement and arrest warrant. And I want to say, you actors who are playing the roles of these politicians, just stop. It's not going to curry you any favor with the robots that hired you. They're
Robots!
going to use you, then dump you, okay? All right. Warrant number 328.2.
This appears to be a document which she believes to be an arrest warrant for President Joseph Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. Arrest and detain at the respective FEMA region facilities. You know when Michael Scott declared bankruptcy? I remember when I thought people like Michael Scott were a joke and that they didn't exist.
To arrest Joseph.
You guys know how on a warrant you put 2 full-color pictures of... You actually might. That would make sense. But usually when I've seen warrants, they're just like paperwork, and then if you need a description, it's written. I guess I haven't seen a warrant with pictures. I'm sure that exists. I'm the silly one here. Stone Corbell with 100 bits says hype.
President Biden Jr. and Kamala Devi Harris arrest and detain at their respective FEMA region facilities, wanted for questioning related to election tampering, U.S. 2020, treason, sedition, subversion, human trafficking, involuntary servitude, murder, pedophilia, and crimes against humanity. Order issued this day, 328. Signed, Cindy K. Courier, Court of Ages, America the Nation. And so, it is.
Okay, then. No, that's not how this works. Oh, is she just doing tons of... Is this her whole channel? Hold on, she has an arrest warrant. Another one.
It is
Let's look at another arrest warrant.
328. I'm Cindy K. Courier, and this is another Universal Public Service announcement that comes in the way of an arrest warrant. Warrant number 320.
It's an arrest warrant made out to every Supreme Court justice collectively.
28.3. arrest warrant for U.S. Supreme Court Justices 2021. Wanted for questioning related to election tampering, U.S. 2020, treason, sedition, subversion, human trafficking, involuntary servitude, murder, pedophilia, and crimes against humanity. Order issued this day, 3/28. Signed, Cindy K. Courier, Court of Ages, America the Nation. And so, it is.
This is Conspiracy ASMR. This is good shit.
Hey there, everybody. It is day 328. I'm Cindy K. Courier, coming to you with a universal public service announcement that also comes in the way of an arrest warrant. And apparently, we're just going to have to keep up with this until they run out of posers.
Keep doing it. Yeah.
Actors for Congress people. So here we go. Warrant number 3.
It's an arrest warrant for all of Congress. Both chambers. India Owl says, did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? Actually, never mind. You ever feel like you're just like on a treadmill? And things don't really get better or worse, they just kind of are? Yeah. Nick says, I mean, she's right on some of those idiots in Congress. Ooh, Congress sucks joke. Very original. No, I get it, though.
328.1 arrest warrant for the 117th United States Congress. Arrest and detain at their respective FEMA region facilities.
Slow Dog says, yeah, I think the 2021 Supreme Court did okay, but I don't like that trade they made with Cleveland for justice to be named later. They really need a deeper bench. That's a decent joke.
Wanted for questioning related to election tampering.
Panda Nom says, I'm going to send an arrest warrant for Hannah and Baja for being too cute of a couple. I already have handcuffs. I'll be ready when the cops get here.
U.S. 2020. Treason, sedition, subversion, human trafficking, involuntary servitude, murder, pedophilia, and crimes against humanity. Order issued this day, 3/28. Signed, Cindy K. Courier, Court of Ages, America the Nation. And so, it is.
These are all from today, by the way. Every single one of these is from today so far. So, this lady thinks she woke up today and wrote arrest warrants for all of Congress, the Supreme Court, and the President and Vice President. This woman thinks she got up today and signed lawful warrants for the entire United States government. This is just United States, by the way. It appears they have ones for other countries. Look it. Here's one for Henry. This is titled USA is a Theocratic Roman Christian Satanic Private Membership Association.
It's 3/15. That's the natural human Earth date, the natural organic human Earth date. The Christian cannibal New Age magician date is 11/11/2021.
Skyrim! Woo! 11/11.
What do you do when you have a situation where you have invaders, belligerents, who think they're in a war and say so, who also think they're the good guys and say so, when in actuality they are the bad guys?
Stone Corbell says, and we have word salad. Yeah.
and this is no war, and the rest of us either have to push them out because they're the majority, or just wait till, well, just wait till they die because they're the majority. What do you do in a situation like that? You see, the situation we're in is that 90-some% of Americans profess a cannibal religion, profess Christianity, which inherently consents to, advocates, pushes human blood sacrifice. That's
She's talking about how in Christianity, the Jesus Christ dying as a martyr, the blood is supposed to wash away your sins, the Eucharist, eating of taking communion, eating of the body and blood of Christ. She's taking that literally. In fairness, in Catholicism, it is supposed to be literal, a literal sort of like transubstantiation of, it's a whole thing. So that's what she's talking about.
It's inherent in the religion. And not only that, but what else is inherent in their human blood sacrifice religion is that they have to push it off on everybody else. They have a mandate from a magic sky daddy who doesn't exist any more than Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny, but it exists in their minds, and it's very real in their mind. It's called Yaldabaoth in the Nagamani texts.
Okay, so she's not Christian, which is interesting. Usually, in my experience, people like this are Christian and heavily Christian and lean into it with their delusions. Interesting. This person is very interesting.
Public service announcement and a public order. Public order number 24.1.
Public order 24.1, releasing Nasara Jessara. Be it known that the United States Treasury, once operated by the United States Incorporated, is now in service to the people of the world and is reestablished as the Airship Treasury. Be it also known that the 19th President of the United States of America, Cynthia K. Currier, is the sole owner and treasurer of the Airship Treasury. Okay, she thinks she is the president. That explains a lot. Okay, she thinks she's the president. Alright, that puts a lot of things into context.
1. Releasing Nasara Jessara. Be it known that the United States Treasury, once operated by the United States Incorporated, is now in service to the people of the world and is reestablished as the Airship Treasury. Be it also known that the 19th President of the United States of America, Cynthia K. Currier, is the sole owner and treasurer of the Airship.
Oh, she believes 19th. This is a sovereign citizen belief, but other conspiracies also use this rhetoric. They claim that the 18th President of the United States, whoever that was the last real president, and sometime during their presidency, the United States became a private corporation that was for profit and stopped being a democratic republic. Not true, of course, but that is a conspiracy theory that goes around. It's a way of basically delegitimizing the current American government and trying to make it seem fraudulent in some way.
Treasury. The militia is hereby ordered to issue airship money cards, as shown above, to individuals transitioning to natural law worldwide. Cards are to come loaded with 1,500 units per month for adults, 700 units per child under
So she wants basically universal basic income.
the age of 18, and are to be mailed.
Oh yeah, this person is definitely mentally ill. I'm not gonna make fun of this person. I find this fascinating, don't get me wrong. I do find stuff like this incredibly interesting, and I do want to talk about it, but, like, No, this woman needs help. This woman clearly needs help.
Or made available for pickup at airship money centers. Be it also known that all banks are now airship money centers and are required to provide cards. All corporate government and bank-related contracts are now fulfilled and accounts settled. All income tax is terminated. All taxes held on land and labor are terminated. All bankruptcies are terminated.
How is the government going to function? Because the taxes are required for that.
All hidden government
It's how we pay for roads and stuff.
agency accounts, including Consolidated Annual Financial Report, or CAFR, and Court Registry Investment Systems, or CRIS, accounts, are abolished. Additional airship funds are provided as budgets are submitted and approved for communities, businesses, and enterprises transitioning to natural law. Budget submission and review process is yet to be announced. Order issued this 23rd New Earth Day. Signed, Cindy K. Courier, Justice Court of Ages, 19th President of the United States of America.
So you're a Justice of the Court of Ages, and you're also the President of the United States, and the flag you're using is the 13-star colonial version of the United States flag. Interesting. So does she not think that the rest of the states after the 13 states are states? Because she's using a colonial flag.
And so, it is.
19th, yeah, we just went over the 19th thing. Certain conspiracy theorists believe that the United States stopped being a country when the 18th president was the president, and they want to restore it and have a new 19th president. That Kia person, I can see you. You're chatting. I can see you. I don't understand what you're trying to do. You okay? Oh, what else?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is New Earth Day 31. I'm Cindy K. Courier. This is a universal public service announcement and a public notice. Public notice number 31.1. Presidential resignation and succession notice. Whereas on 5/17/2013, by the will of the people, I became interim president of the continental United States of America.
Wait, you became president in 2013? 2013? 17. So your second term should almost be done, right? It's been about 8 years.
And whereas, on New Earth Day 26, former corporate United States President Donald Trump accepted the position of Vice President of the continental United States of America. And whereas Donald Trump is a conglomerate consisting of several individuals, including John F. Kennedy Jr., be it known that I now submit my resignation as interim president of the United States of America, effective immediately, and in so doing named John F. Kennedy Jr. my successor. Submitted this New Earth Day 31. Signed, Cindy K. Courier, Justice Court of Ages, 19th President of the United States of America.
Okay, so she is no longer thinks she's the president. She thinks she has abdicated and somehow given it to JFK Jr., even though that's not how being the president works. I don't know who has the Rittenhouse emote, but enjoy it while it lasts. Twitch isn't supposed to let you have emotes with real people in them that are political, usually. Like, I used to have an emote that was just Donald Trump's face, and that got removed. It was his face when he found out he lost the election. This is an interesting channel. What are the oldest videos? 10 months ago. She's only been posting for 10 months. Interesting. I am Universal Mother, Love Embodied, Eternal Bearer of Light. I am in charge now. Earth date 0. Kia, are you high on drugs? Wow, that's pretty sad.
You know, I always did have a tendency to over-explain things. By the way, it's 1/17/0001. New Earth Day. The New Earth date.
This is the first video on this channel where she actually appears on camera and speaks.
So as I was, uploading the other video where I said I'm going to upload all the plane button videos because that information's important, I realized, the information's important. The explaining can come later. The information is, you guys, and you're just going to have to take my word for this because in the other videos I showed documents, charters and treaties, historic documents, and there was evidence for the things I was saying. But right now, I've deleted all that, and I don't have that up on YouTube. So what I want to say is, what I did was show you that the United States that we have today started all of it as Virginia. And
what?
Then
Oh! Okay, hold on. I gotta pause this for a sec. Kia, thanks for 100 bits. You did it! Yes! Yes! Chat! Kia figured it out! Fuck yes! Dirtcher with 50 bits says, is she inside a giant basket? I don't know.
Virginia company, so it was a little bit holographic. We had the nation Virginia, the country Virginia, and then we had the Virginia company that started.
Virginia was a state, and the individual states operated more or less independently until the founding of the country. Then we had the Articles of Confederation, under which they were still operating independently. Though again, of course, even when they were operating independently prior to the Revolutionary War, they were under the, control of the King of England. I understand this. But what I'm trying to say is, they were more or less separate entities until some years after the Revolutionary War, after the Articles of Confederation fell apart because they were not strong enough to make sure the country was running smoothly as a cohesive whole. So then the Constitution came around and we became like a republic, a constitutional democratic republic. Yes, Virginia started as a thing that was quite separate from the other states around it, but that was just how it was at the time. Okay then, hun. Thanks for 2 months. Appreciate it.
In there, and this was started by a bunch of people who had a vision like you would not believe. But the Virginia company was started within Virginia, this nation called the United States, and the United States of America. And the significance of that might escape you right this moment, but it'll hit you later probably. I don't know. Like, it's hitting me. The more I talk about it, the more it hits me. Okay. I'm not all sure what I just said, but that's all for now. See you next time.
Oh boy, this is a depressing channel. Okay, it's not just depressing. I find it interesting, but like this is... I hope this lady has family, although she's been posting for 10 months. It'd be nice if she had some family that could help her out. I hope they're at least monitoring her and making sure she's not, like, actually putting herself in danger or anything. Okay. We might look at this lady later, might not. I don't know. Random furry cursed image fact. If you see these two pics around the internet, both of them were taken in the same house I used to live in, and the guy vaping in the happy birthday pic is the same guy under the table. The third pic is the house itself. Why did someone send me this? Okay. Alright, let's raid someone. Twitch, 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 everybody.
That you met these celebrities. So I was in the middle of being charismatic. I'm back!
Left flank vets. Alright. Have a good night, everyone. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I probably won't stream unless... I don't know. I doubt I'll be streaming. So I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving if you're here in the States or elsewhere and celebrating. Did it work? Did it not work? Hold on. I don't think that worked. There we go. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. Eat some good food. Tell your Trump voting relatives to go fuck themselves. And that's it. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you guys later.